Hi everyone, good morning. Am I audible and was? Hi everybody, good morning. Hi everybody, good morning. Am I audible and visible? Okay, so welcome back to the image-based session today. So we are going to revise our PSM images today, and as you all know, we are running the PSM sure shot. So these are your PSM images sure shot that you have to revise with me. Now I'll not be taking the PDF. All right, so I will not be taking too much of your time, guys, but we will be looking at the names of all the images, okay, and how it could come in your exams, what could be asked to you in the exams. So I'll just try to take the class in a reasonable time. I hope all of you are doing good and your studies are going well. So now you can see I have divided this into biostat screening, EPID, disease, national health programs, nutrition ho gaya, demography and contraceptives ho gaya, entomology, environment, international health, epidemiology. Okay, so these are the most important topics that are important for PSM images. So without taking too much of your time, everybody, let's start and go to the next first image of the day. All right, so the first image of the day, as you can see over here, let's start with biostats right now. Guys, I'm unable to open the unannotated PDF document currently, so just follow it. If it gets opened, I will share the unannotated PDF also right now. But otherwise, let's continue with the images. You keep listening to it, and as soon as the class gets over, I will be sharing the PDF. All right, everybody, chalo. So the first image, like you can see over here, which image is this one? The one we are starting with biostats. Any updates also I will be covering today itself. Okay, now what is the first image that you can see? First of all, is it a bar graph or is it a histogram? Is it a bar graph or is it a histogram? What do you think? Is it a bar graph or is it a histogram? Now we all know that you can see gap over here. In all the diagrams over here, you can see gaps, guys. Now wherever you see a gap, gap is a 3-letter word, right? Bar is also a 3-letter word. So this one right over here is a bar diagram. Now if I ask you which is the first one, this one is a simple bar. This one is a simple bar. And over here, the other one, this one is a multiple bar. This one is a multiple bar, and this one right here is a component bar. Now what does bar diagram help us do, guys? What does bar diagram help you do? So the bar diagram tells us about the frequency of which variables, everybody? It displays the frequency of discrete variables. Frequency of discrete variables. It tells us about the frequency of discrete variables, or I could also say qualitative variables. How will you remember for the exams? Don't get confused. Wherever you see a gap, it's a bar diagram. Now have a look at this next image. What do you think this one is? What do you think this one is? Where you don't see any gap. जहाँ पे आपको कोई gap नहीं दिख रहा है. So when we don't have any gap, it means things are continuous, लगातार, right? So what is this one, everybody, where you don't see any gap? This one is a histogram. This one is a histogram. All right, so wherever you see a gap, gap is a 3-letter word. Bar, bar could be simple, multiple component bar. This one is a histogram. Histogram tells you about the frequency of quantitative variables. ठीक है, quantitative variables or continuous variables, quantitative variables or continuous variables. Let's say exam में question आ जाएगा that what will you use, a histogram or a bar, if you have to represent height of individuals in a class, weight, hemoglobin. All these are what? Quantitative variables. But if the question comes that which graph will you use for gender, religion, blood groups, which one can you take? You can take a bar diagram. Clear? Next one in line. What is this? What is this one? Which one is this one, everybody? Now over here, what can you see? Over here you can see that on above a histogram I have drawn something. What is it that I have drawn above a histogram? Background में क्या दिख रहा है? Histogram. But histogram के ये जो columns हैं, all right, columns हैं, we have joined them by straight lines, okay? Midpoints of the column, midpoints of column, everybody, midpoints of column are joined by columns joined by by straight lines. Joined by straight lines. Once upon a time, there was a question where they said midpoints of the columns are joined by curved lines. No, it is joined by straight lines. And when midpoints of the columns are joined by straight lines, guys, this makes what is known as a frequency polygon. So, आप यहाँ पे क्या देख पा रहे हो? You can see a shape. A shape has been formed. So, that is what frequency polygon. ठीक है? Moving to next two images from biostats. So, the next one over here, in exam में question आया, incidence of a disease with time, which graph will you be using? Exam में question आया, incidence of a disease with time, incidence of a disease with time, or they gave you a question, trends of a disease with time, or they gave you a question, trends of a disease with time. ठीक है? Incidence of a disease with time, trends of disease with time. So, what is the graph that we are going to use? This particular graph. What is this? This is a line chart, or you could say a line graph. But exam में question आया, recurrent TB cases. If I want to use a graph for recurrent TB cases, or they write a statement like constant increase in the number of cases of a disease, constant increase in the number of cases, constant increase in cases. So, what is it? Like there's no dip. ठीक है, इसमें in line chart you can see a dip, but over here there's no dip. What is it, guys? This is a cumulative frequency curve. This is a cumulative frequency curve, or I could also call it as ogive. Constant increase in cases. There's absolutely no dip. Okay, so एक हो गया तुम्हारा line diagram, एक हो गया तुम्हारा cumulative frequency curve. I have also given you the examples which could be asked in your exams. Okay, moving next one. What is this? Now, as you can see from the image, what is this, guys? What image is this? जैसे आपको इस image में दिख रहा है, ठीक है? मैम ने already लिख दिया. What have I written? That these are scatter plots. So, one question that could come is to identify the image. So, that is scatter plot. But you could also get a question that what is represented by a scatter plot, guys? So, represent क्या करता है scatter plot? Correlation coefficient. It represents correlation coefficient. Correlation means association between two variables. If one variable on the x-axis increases, what is happening to the variable on the y-axis? Now, this correlation coefficient is given by a small letter R, and you could be asked the values of R, whether you're appearing for NEET PG or FMGE exams. It is -1 to 0 to +1. It could be never below -1. It could be never above +1. So, over here where you can see a straight line going, all the dots are uniformly scattered. This is a positive correlation. This is a positive correlation. Alright, this one is a negative correlation. Okay? And this one is a no correlation. But in case you see a graph like this, okay, something like a curve, this would become your curvilinear correlation. Curvilinear correlation. Exam mein you could be asked the values of R. Now let me ask you a question. Okay? Suppose you get an image like this in your exam. Suppose you get an image like this. Let me just add an image, add a page for you. You get an image like this. Exam में तुम्हारे को एक ऐसा image आता है. Something like this. Okay. Now your question is, tell me the value of R, and your options are R is equal to +1, R is equal to -1, R is equal to +1.64, R is equal to let's say 0.64. What would you be marking over here? What would you be marking over here? Just an example I'm giving you. Something like this turns up in the exam. So what is it that you're going to mark over here? What will you mark, guys? देखो, +1 के लिए it has to be completely straight and all the dots should be on this line. This is perfectly positive. Okay. The other one, if you have this one, all the dots should be here. This is R is equal to -1. Perfectly negative. Alright. This is what R is equal to -1, which is perfectly negative. Now, can I ever get the value of +1.64? It can never be more than +1. So, this is wrong. So, the nearest value that I will be getting is a moderate positive correlation, which is 0.64. Weak correlation क्या होता है? Below 0.4. Is it okay? So just try to identify from the images. Next one on the clock, what is this image? Is it for a quantitative variable or is it for a qualitative variable? What is your answer here? Is it for a quantitative variable or is it for a qualitative variable? Bas itna likho, I don't want the name of the image. I want the answer. Will you be drawing this image for quantitative variables or qualitative variables? Nahi, pie chart, theek hai. Everybody knows. Great, guys. All of you are aware of this. This is a pie chart. You tell me, will you be doing it for quantitative variables or qualitative? Good. So, we will be doing it for qualitative variables. Qualitative may be particularly important for things where I can talk about percentage and proportions. I could express in percentage and proportions. And one question that you could expect is balanced diet. ठीक है? Balanced diet. Now what is balanced diet? Balanced diet में हमारे body में proteins. How much proteins should we take? 10 to 15% of your diet should be proteins. Alright. Now if I talk about fats, fats should be 15 to 30%. If I talk about carbs, it should be 50 to 70. So, you know how the question will look in the exam. In the exam, the question would look like, ki suppose I want to tell a community about RDAs or about balanced diet. Which graph should I use? Wherever you'll be able to express in percentage and proportions, it is a pie chart. Good to go, everybody? ठीक है? Maximum pie chart में 5 to like 6 to 7 distributions we can do, not more than that. Okay. Just the name of this image, less expected, but iska naam, anyone knows if I have not written it? Yeah. What is the name of this image? Let's see if you can put in the comment section. What is the name of this image? What is the name of this image? Bas naam bata do. What if they just turn up and pick up this image and give you the name of this image? Good, Nick. Nick is the first one to write. Aki is the first one to write. Very good, guys. Bas naam dekh lo, kyunki it is an image-based class. We are not going to miss out on any images which have been repeated long back or have been coming or have the chance of coming. Stem and leaf plot. Good. Now, they display discrete as well as continuous data. So, dono ke liye you can use it. Okay, I'm not going to go into the detail of this, but I'm just going to give you the name. Okay, this is a stem and leaf plot. Another one image which has been asked once upon a time, all of you know this. What is this? And we always focus our efforts on this overlapping part. What is this where we focus on the overlapping part, guys? What is this image? Very good, guys. Isme hota hai Venn diagram. You know how the question can look like in a Venn diagram? They will put a question like this. Where do you focus your efforts? Okay. So, you will focus your efforts on this overlapping part. This is your Venn diagram. Okay. Rest. One of the another important images that I had to share with all of you. What is it? Now, dekho, so far this particular image has been coming in our INI-CET exam. But PSM mein there's hardly any difference. We can get this in NEET PG. We can get this in FMGE exams. At least they can ask you to name it. तो 4 ऑप्शन दे देंगे. बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स कभी-कभी कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं between a forest plot and a box and whisker plot. I'll show you all the images. This, guys, is a box and whisker plot. This is a box and whisker plot. Now, as you can see, it has a box in the middle and it has the tails or the whiskers at the end. So, this is a box and whisker plot. And what is box and whisker plot doing? Biostats ke lectures mein we have covered in our LRR also the details of box and whisker. Here, I'll just tell you in a little bit of detail. It represents quartiles. It represents quartiles. Just say this is Q1. This one is the median. Yeah, it's written Q1 median, Q2, and this one is Q3. Now, how will you identify? This is going to give you a hint on whether the distribution is normal or skewed. एक सेकेंड बता ही देती हूँ, ठीक है? How will you identify looking at the box and whisker plot that whether it is a normal distribution or whether it is a skewed distribution? So, always look at the box first. First, look at the box. First, look at the box. Now, when you look at the box, guys, on either side of the median, if you see equal distribution, that means no outliers. Alright, no outliers. So, you will say this is what? Normal distribution. After the box, you also have to look at the tails, guys. Look at tails. If the tails are also equal on either side, it is normal. Did you understand what did I just say? Let me repeat it for you once again. ठीक है, आप क्या करोगे? You are going to look at the box. Now, when you look at the box, guys, if there is equal distribution on either side, it is normal. And you are also going to look at the whiskers. If there is equal distribution on either side, it is normal. But when do you see it is skewed? Ab I'm going to make an image. You have to tell me whether it is normal or whether it is skewed. ठीक है, मान लो एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन ऐसे आता है. What about this image? Is it, your options are, for the image that I have drawn, is it normal distribution? Is it right-sided skewness? Is it left-sided skewness? Or is it, I don't know? What is your answer over here? Of course not option D. You have to know this. ठीक है, क्या है आंसर यहाँ पे? प्रतीक्षा बच्चे, is it right or is it left skewness? Can anybody tell me? Very good, guys. Like I said, look at the box. Now, when you look at the box, where do you see the gap more? You can see the gap more on right side. ठीक है? Gap more on right side. So, this one is, you can also, you will also have like a tail drawn like this. So, you can see the gap more on the right side. So, this one, everybody, क्या होता है ये? This is your right-sided skewness. This is your right-sided skewness. Also, like you can see, the tail is elongated on the right side. Now, examiner to examiner hota hai. How did he trick us in our exams? So, how do they trick you? Instead of giving you a horizontal image, which I just taught you, what will they do? They will give you a vertical standing image. They will give you a vertical standing image like this. Okay? They're going to give you a vertical standing image. Now, can you tell me what is it? A normal distribution, a right-sided skewness, a left-sided skewness, or I don't know. You have to know. So, what is this? A vertical standing image. Now, again, you all have to rotate it clockwise. Rotate clockwise. ठीक है? जब आप इसको clockwise rotate करोगे, guys, how will the, or you can imagine it rotating it clockwise. So, when I'm going to rotate it clockwise, everybody, where do you see the gap more? Again, you see the gap more on the right side. So, ये कौन सा type of skewness हो गया, everybody? This becomes your right side skewness. This becomes your right-sided skewness. Am I clear? Or a positively skewed data. Got it? Chalo. Let's move to the other. So, moral of the story, look at the box. Now, just one more image right now, one before I go to the next one. Suppose box तुम्हारा equal है, but tail एक side prolongated है. Can you see this image? The tail is prolongated on one side. The box is equal here. But which side the tail is prolongated? Again, when you rotate it, the tail is prolongated on the right side. So, it will become your right-sided skewness. Look at the box, look at the tails. If the box is equal, tails are equal, then only normal. ठीक है? Anyone who didn't get it, you can let me know towards the end of the lecture. I will again explain to you. Now, this is a little on the lighter side, but still कोई मुझे बता सकता है what is this image? If you can make out from here, what is this image? I'm so sorry, थोड़ा सा image light हो गया, I think. How to rotate, प्रतीक्षा? Clockwise. घड़ी कैसे घूमती है? Clockwise. ठीक है? चलो, imagine करना है, rotate नहीं करना है. You have to imagine it. Alright. Now, what is this? Now, over here, you have to look at the direction of the tail. It is pointing towards the left side. So, this is your left-sided skewness. This is your left-sided skewness, or you could also call it as negative skewed. Now, let me take you to a better image for this one. ठीक है? Let me take you to a better image. ये वाला image. Everybody, take home this image with you. I have tried to show you all the three options over here. ठीक है? इस image को देखो, इसमें हमने सारे options को कर लिए हैं. So, if you look at this image, guys, the first one, of course, is normal distribution, mean, median, mode, all are on the same side. If you have the curve pointing towards the right, it is positively skewed or right-sided skewness. For this, you must remember mean is more than median is more than mode. And if the tail is towards the left side, guys, it is left-sided skewness, or you can also call it as negative skewed, negative skewed. For that, what you have to remember, mean is less than median is less than mode. ठीक है? Mean, median, mode, if all of them are at the same line, it is normal distribution. But यहाँ पे देखो, if you look at this image, mean are at the lowermost, median is in the middle, and mode is at the topmost. ठीक है, चलो एक one liner I'm going to ask you. Best measure of central tendency is, quickly in the comment section, best measure of central tendency, everybody, best measure of central tendency. What is the best measure of central tendency? Can you tell me what is the best measure of central tendency in the comment section, guys? Best measure of central tendency. Can't see your images, answers, just a second. Just one sec, guys. Best measure of central tendency, everybody. Best measure of central tendency. What is the best measure of central tendency? Mean. Very good. But for skewed observation, it is median. Okay. Chalo, let's go to the next image. What is the name of this image? What is the name of this image, guys? What is the name of this image? Everybody should know this. What is the name of this image? This is nothing but spot map. And what does spot map tell us about? Who drew spot map? So remember, our very own father of epidemiology. Father of epidemiology kaun the? John Snow. John Snow drew spot maps during cholera epidemic in London. During cholera epidemic in London, guys. And the question, thank you. And the question that comes is कि spot maps हमें क्या show करता है? So your options are national distribution of cases, international distribution of cases, local distribution of cases. What is your answer? So the spot maps tells us, सबने पहले ही लिख दिया है, very good, local distribution of cases. Spot maps tells us about the local distribution of cases. एक और point दे देती हूँ. John Snow का spot maps. Okay, so cholera epidemic during London. The experiment that he did was the first ever natural experiment. ठीक है, John Snow. I'm just writing it here, which you can revise later when you get down to study. John Snow experiment was the first ever natural experiment. Okay, first ever natural experiment. कल मैंने पढ़ाया था ना natural experiment या quasi experimental study design. Good, somebody wrote it. Alright, let's move to the next MCQ. Now from biostat, the two types of sampling which could be asked. So can you label image A and image B? Which type of sampling techniques are image A and image B? Anybody in the comment section. Which type of sampling technique is image A and which type of sampling technique is image B? Can you label in the comment section, please? सोचो, मैंने हमेशा बोला है, don't be in a rush, give it a thought for at least 10-15 seconds, then put in your answers. Because remember, in your exams, there will be questions that you know and you will be able to mark it quickly. So if you don't know something, take a little bit of time. कुछ नहीं loss होगा, ठीक है? हो जाएगा. Very good. Now, of course, there are random sampling methods, but which one? Now, as you can see, everybody, this I have divided into one zone, this into one color and this into another color. Now here I had 3 people, here I had 6 people, here I had 3 people. Now when I'm taking the final sample, purple में जहाँ पे 6 people थे, in my final sample I have selected 2. From 3 and 3 I have selected 1 and 1. So I have divided them into stratas. What is this? Stratified random sampling. Very fond of asking stratified random sampling. The latest INI-CET question also had a question on stratified random sampling. Question कैसे दिखेगा? In the question they will write, we want to study the dietary habits of different religions. Example, dietary habits of different religions. ऐसा कुछ बना देंगे. Dietary habits. Or they can write something, lifestyle habits of different socio-economic classes. So dietary habits of different religions. So whenever you kind of see these words, different religions, that means what can we do? We can divide them into strata. Religion X strata, religion Y X strata, religion Z X strata. Then you can use simple random within the stratas and do your study. ठीक है? So this is your stratified random sampling. Alright, stratified में you always have, you divide them into groups which have the same type of people. You make a heterogeneous population into homogeneous. ठीक है? Heterogeneous into homogeneous. तुम heterogeneous को किस में convert करते हो? Homogeneous में. But look at option B. Now what is this? Have you converted your heterogeneous into homogeneous? No. You still have a heterogeneous population. You have a heterogeneous population. Mixed hai. But how do you know that which type of sampling it is? Like you picked up second person, then 1, 2, 3, you picked up fifth, then 1, 2, 3, you picked up eighth, 1, 2, 3, you picked up 11th. So what are you doing guys in this image? Every third individual pick kar rahe ho. You are picking up every third individual. Now this third individual that you are picking up is the kth interval or the nth interval, या इसको क्या बोलते हैं? Sampling interval. इसीलिए this is which type of sampling method is this one guys? This is your systematic random sampling. ये तुम्हारा systematic है. What will be your buzzwords in the exam? Look at me once. What will be your buzzword in the exams? In the exams it will be very clearly written. We are doing some story लिखेंगे, then they will say I am picking up every 10th person. I am going to pick up every kth person. So it refers to systematic random sampling. For stratified, how will your answer be? Homogeneous को heterogeneous को homogeneous में कर रहे हो. That's the best type of thing that you can do. We are studying different religions. Clear everybody? Chalo. Anyone has any doubt in the question, just note it down. Let me finish and like I always do, we'll come back to the question and I'll explain you. Okay, you just note kar lo ki I have to ask ma'am this particular slide. Okay, what is this one? Now, don't think we can't give you in NEET PG or FMGE exam. पक्का से आ सकता है, at least नाम तो आ ही सकता है. It's like an inverted funnel everybody. So this one over here is what? This one over here is funnel plot. This one over here is funnel plot. And what does it do? It estimates, like somebody already mentioned, publication bias. Publication bias. Now, publication bias detail में we will study when we are preparing for INI-CET, but like in 1 second, like I try to tell you, reach out to you, just see in this image, no, ye dots are individual studies. Okay, now if you see what happens, no guys, when we do a systematic review or meta-analysis, we review the articles. So we have to take articles in our study, in our review or meta-analysis. So we can sometimes bring bias. How? I will only pick up articles that have positive findings, or I will only pick up articles that have negative findings. Tab kya hota hai? Publication bias. In your systematic reviews or meta-analysis, you should pick up articles that have both positive as well as negative findings. So if the dots are scattered, no publication bias. If you see, if they give you an image like this, okay, where let's say the dots are clustered towards the right hand side, that means publication bias present. They are promoting positive findings. Yeah, dots have left hand side, idhar promoted hai. So publication bias present. Just remember, if the dots are scattered, no publication bias. And funnel plot mein, you should know it is drawn for both systematic review and meta-analysis. Drawn for systematic review and meta-analysis. But you all know who is the Bible of evidence-based medicine? Evidence-based medicine ka bhagwan kaun hai? Who is the gold standard? What is the gold standard of evidence-based medicine which gives us the maximum evidence of causality? What is the gold standard of evidence? Very good, meta-analysis. So what makes meta-analysis so special? This particular diagram. And what is the name of this particular diagram, guys? The name of this particular diagram is your forest plot, blobogram. Forest plot. This is drawn only in meta-analysis, drawn only for MA. This is drawn only for MA. और कहीं पे भी ये draw नहीं होता, सिर्फ और सिर्फ meta-analysis. And what does it tell us? Do you want me to tell you the interpretation of meta-analysis? Just in case if they want to trouble you, पता है क्या करेंगे? They can give you an image and they will ask you, tell me how many risk factors can you make out from the image. So anybody wants to discuss that? So I'll just quickly tell you, look at these values. Okay, now the first value is given as 1.3, ठीक है, 0.5 say 2.6. Got it? Now 0.5 say this article, like suppose I picked up Smith ki study, Smith et al. Et al means when the number of authors are more than 6. We use the word et al. So I picked up Smith et al study where I was studying about, let's say, alcohol's effect on breast cancer. Okay? Now is alcohol a risk factor or not? So how do you make that? How do you decide risk factors? How do you decide RF, the risk factors? You have to look at the CI. You have to, so I'm going to write write here, ठीक है? You have to look at the interval. Now very basic principle, look at the interval. If anybody remembers, you can write it also, ठीक है? You look at the interval. What will you see? Does it include 1? Includes 1? Okay, does not include 1, include 1, does not include 1. अब याद है आपको relative risk odds ratio, if 1 आता है, RR is equal to 1 और OR is equal to 1 means no association, है ना? So if the interval includes 1, guys, it means no association. It is not like it is no association, or better term you will write is not significant, ठीक है? This is what? Not significant. But if it does not include 1, all right, it is significant. Now when it does not include 1, it is significant. Now over here you have to see is the value, then you will see this one, more than 1 or less than 1. अगर value more than 1 है, it is a risk factor. अगर value less than 1 है, it is a protective factor. Okay, now let me take you to a blank page and ask you. ठीक है, देखो, one second. So the first value that we had was 1.3, ठीक है, 0.5 से 2.6. क्या करोगे? Is it significant or not? Just tell me in the comment section. Is it significant or not? Anybody? First tell me. Suppose this is risk factor 1 that we are studying. Is it significant or not? What will you look at? Look at the interval. Now if I see 0.5 से 2.6, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, 1. So 1 included, 1 included. So this is not significant. ठीक है? Not significant. Alright. Now let's go back to the other image. Let us take up this value, this fourth one. ठीक है? Let's pick up this fourth value over here. So this is 2.3. It is written 2.3, 1.9 से 2.7. Now what do you want to tell me about this factor? Risk factor 2. Is it significant? Is it significant? So look at the CI, guys. Look at the CI. Look at the CI. Does it include 1? 1.9 से 1 नीचे होता है. It doesn't include 1. 1 not included. 1 is not included. So definitely and definitely this is significant. What is the next thing that you will do? You will look at the OR or RR. This value that you see is more than 1. So this is what? This is a risk factor. Clear? This is a risk factor. But one more question. Suppose I have a risk factor. Suppose I have a guys risk factor 3. Now इसमें मैं देख रही हूँ 0.4, 0.1 से 0.9. Now tell me factor 3. Is this a risk factor or not? Factor 3. Is it a risk factor or not? Again, look at this interval. Does it include 1? 0.1 से 0.9? No, 1 will come after 0.9. So, no 1 included. So, 1 is not included. So, definitely and definitely ये क्या है everybody? This is significant. But, now if 1 is not included, this is definitely significant. But then what you're going to look at? You're going to look at this value. This is less than 1. So, this one is what? If you see it is less than 1, it becomes what, guys? It becomes protective. It becomes protective factor. Am I clear? Everybody, will you be able to do this? So remember a couple of things. Just look at me once. If you get the image of a forest plot, you have to know this is drawn only for meta-analysis. You have to look at the interval, see whether it includes 1, whether it does not include 1. If it does not, if it includes 1, कोई यूज नहीं है, नॉन सिग्निफिकेंट. इफ इट डज नॉट इंक्लूड 1, सिग्निफिकेंट. देन लुक एट द वैल्यू मोर देन 1 और लेस देन 1. मोर देन 1 रिस्क फैक्टर, लेस देन 1 प्रोटेक्टिव फैक्टर. अब एग्जाम्स आर वेरी क्लोज, सो आई थिंक यू शुड बी गुड टू गो विथ दिस मच. गिव मी अ थम्स अप. Oh, sorry, so sorry. I'll keep that in mind. Pulse Prodigy. Okay. Yeah, all important images हो जाएगा इसमें. You don't have to worry. We have NHPs, everything. ठीक है? It will take us more 1.5 hours and we will wrap up all the images. Give me a thumbs up if all of you got this into your heads. Going to the next image which we discussed a couple of days back also, guys. What is the name of this image? नाम बता दो. इस image से हम लोग क्या पता कर रहे हैं? What is it that we are trying to find out from this image? Remember we discussed it yesterday also. What is the name of this image, guys? What are we trying to make out from this image? So we are trying to make out out the, Deepak, we are trying to make out the lead time. Lead time, not natural history. Natural history wala image also I am going to show you. We are trying to make out the lead time. So let's quickly revise. A क्या है? Disease onset. Okay. Now what is B, guys? What is B? B is the first possible point of diagnosis. First possible point of diagnosis. B is the first possible point of diagnosis. Now if you talk about B, first possible, do we have signs and symptoms here? No. No signs and symptoms. No signs and symptoms. B is the first possible point of diagnosis. No signs and symptoms. Look at X. X क्या है, guys? X is the critical point of diagnosis. X is the critical point of diagnosis. And what is Y? Y is the usual time of diagnosis. Y is the usual time of diagnosis. Usual time of diagnosis का मतलब क्या होता है? Signs and symptoms present. Signs and symptoms present. Y is the usual time of diagnosis. Now, ideally, when would we apply our diagnostic test? We would have applied at point Y. But now, instead of applying at point Y, I am going to apply at point B. So, I'm early or I'm leading in the detection of the disease by what time interval, guys? B to Y. So, what is your B to Y, everybody? B to Y तुम्हारा lead time है. B to Y is your lead time. And what is this B to X? Screening time. B to X is your screening time. First possible point of diagnosis and the critical point of diagnosis. That is your screening time. Clear? Remember, I told you one more thing in your RRs and LRRs also, which is the ideal time to apply a test. Anybody? Ideal time क्या है? Ideal time to apply screening test. Ideal time या best time to apply screening test क्या है, guys? It is point B. But many times point B is missed. So what is the optimum time? जब screening test apply हो जाना चाहिए. The optimum time to apply a screening test when you should get the advantage of the screening test is point X. I mean, if you are late beyond point X, you won't get any significant advantage of a screening test. Next time they could ask you that way also. But exam may be very careful. Are they asking you lead time or are they asking you screening time? Got it? Lead time. Now, what is this image? What is this image, everybody? Whose image is this one? Can you tell me? Don't write this one as lead time. ये किसका image है? What if this image comes to you? If they mark what is A, if they, अगर exam में आ गया what is A, what is B, what is C, what is D, तो क्या mark करोगे? Good. This is an image of natural history of disease. Natural history of disease. What were the questions related to natural history of disease? ये screening नहीं है. एक lead time screening वाला है. This is natural history. What were the questions related to natural history of disease? Natural history of disease just tells us how a disease evolves, how a disease evolves or progresses, how a disease evolves or progresses without interventions. ठीक है? Without interventions. जैसे suppose we give vaccine for measles, but suppose we don't give a baby measles vaccine. How is measles going to occur? That natural history, the natural story. Another question, best study design to establish natural history क्या था? Best study design to establish natural history, everybody. Best study design to find out about the natural history is cohort study. Cohort study से two questions, best study design for natural history, best study design to establish temporality. It is which one? Cohort study. Now see, over here, just a quick look at this image. पहले क्या आता है? Stage of susceptibility. What is the stage of susceptibility? Over here, we are exposed to risk factors. We are exposed to risk factors. Right now, agent has not entered. So this stage of susceptibility is also known as, if you remember, pre-pathogenesis phase, before humans, before the agent enters. Where is this happening? This is happening in the environment when we are exposed to risk factors, pre-pathogenesis. तो इसमें तुम कौन सा level of prevention use करोगे when you just have the risk factors and disease has not started, everybody? What is the level of prevention that we are going to use? Primary level of prevention. ठीक है? Now what happens? The agent enters. So this is exposure. Immediately I won't have signs and symptoms. There's a stage of subclinical changes. pathological changes start, then onset of symptoms, usual time of diagnosis. So here what is happening? Early and late pathogenesis, early and late pathogenesis. So when the disease is in the early pathogenesis state, that means it's in humans now, agent has entered, we can make an early diagnosis. So यहाँ पे हम लोग कौन सा level of prevention use कर सकते हैं? Secondary level. And if complications have occurred, we can use tertiary level of prevention also. So they could ask you, can we use screening modality over here? Of course, you can use in the stage of subclinical disease or early pathogenesis. Clear? Got it? Don't get confused. Lead time and natural history, दोनों में confused नहीं होना है. ठीक है? Can we move forward? Give me a thumbs up. So far so good. Just a couple of names of one or two more images. What is the name of this image, guys? इसका नाम क्या है? What is the name of this image? Just the name of one or two more images we will see from screening portion. Good. The name of this image is ROC curve, receiver operator curve. Alright. The name of this image is receiver operator curve. Now receiver operator curve का क्या काम होता है? To decide cutoffs. It will help you decide cutoffs, and also it helps us decide performance of diagnostic tests. ठीक है? Performance of diagnostic tests. It can help us decide cutoffs and performance of diagnostic tests. Now you have to remember what is there on the x-axis and what is there on the y-axis. So on the y-axis you have, what do you have, guys? True positives, or you will also write it as sensitivity. On the x-axis you have false positive, which you can also write as 1 minus specificity. 1 minus specificity. What are the questions that can come? Question number 1. Which graph tells us, decides cutoffs, ROC? Question number 2. What is on the y-axis? What is on the next x-axis? Now, question number 3. How will you decide the cutoff? So, what do you have to look? Suppose this is A and this is B. So, which one is better, A or B? You have to look at area under the curve. What are you going to look at, guys? You have to look at area under the curve. Look at area under the curve. Look at area under the curve. Jahan pe bhi area under the curve is more, that is the test that we are going to, that cutoff we are going to take. More area, the better cutoff. More area, better it is. ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे A, जैसे it has more area, so that is it. And area under the curve is given by something known as Uden's index. Less chance of it coming in NEET, PG or FMGE exams. Area under the curve is denoted by Uden's index. So just get a hang of this image that this is something known as ROC curve. X-axis में क्या है, Y-axis में क्या है, कौन सा curve हमें pick करना है, we have to decide based on the area under the curve. Another image which can come, guys, what is the name of this image? Just tell me the name of this image. You could get a question like this. They'll show you this particular image and they will ask you, is it telling us about incidence, prevalence, survival, relative risk? What does this image tell us about? So this one is nothing but Kaplan-Meier survival curve. Alright, this is Kaplan-Meier survival graph, survival curve. This tells us about the survival rates. Particularly ये हमें बताता है 5-year survival rates. Okay, it tells us about the 5-year survival rates. On the x-axis, guys, we always have the time, and on the y-axis we have survival probability. Like suppose we apply a screening test on somebody, after that how many years the individual is expected to live. So Kaplan-Meier ROC curve, a couple of images that you should know. Got it? Can we go to the next portion now? Just tell me the name of this image. मान लो आ गया. पहले बहुत आता था, this one used to come. It's a favorite of AIMS paper, but then this is a very important concept which was some very important concept was adopted to keep people healthy. So what is it? Anybody? Very good. This is nothing but Ottawa Charter. I just wanted you to show remember the name. This is Ottawa Charter. So Ottawa Charter was adopted, this concept came in, guys, in a conference in Ottawa in Canada, okay, where we spoke spoke about what? Where we spoke about health promotion. ठीक है, health promotion के लिए 2 conferences हुआ, 2 एक है Ottawa Charter, and for health promotion, this is Ottawa Charter. For health promotion, we also had what is known as Jakarta Declaration. In case exam में कभी दिख गया, Jakarta Declaration. ठीक है, एक Ottawa Charter and एक है Jakarta Declaration. This largest prospective cohort is Framingham Heart Study. This is not that, okay? This is Ottawa Charter, where we have components: strengthen community action, develop personal skills, create supportive environment, reorient health services, build health public policy, enable immediate advocate. उतना detail नहीं करने का जरूरत है, image पता होना चाहिए. Okay, next one. What image is this? Which theory of disease causation is represented by this image? Which theory of disease causation is represented by this image? Which theory and who discovered this theory? What is the name of this theory? Good, Deepak. This is theory of multifactorial causation. This is theory of multifactorial causation. Now, multifactorial causation tells us about the possible etiologies of the disease. Okay, possible etiologies of disease causation. क्या बताता है ये हमें? Possible etiologies of the disease causation. All right, and this was given by Peyton Coffer. But how do these etiologies or how do these causes interact with each other? So what is this theory, everybody? What is the name of this theory? What is the name of this theory, guys? What is the name of this theory? What is the name of this theory? Can anybody tell me? Just one second, okay? You have to give me 1 second. Yeah, what is the name of this theory? Good. Now, this theory, everybody, is web of causation. This theory, everybody, is web of causation. Web of causation क्या बताता है? This tells us about the possible modes of this tells us, possible modes of disease transmission. Possible modes of disease transmission. And this one was given by 2 people, McMahon and Pugh. This was given by McMahon and Pugh. Alright. Suppose exam mein you get a theory like this. Over here you have causative factors. Over here you have host, over here you have environment, and over here बीच में है time. इस theory का नाम क्या है? What is the name of this theory, guys? If you have agent की जगह we have, instead of agent we have causative factor. Not epidemiological triangle. Epidemiological triad भी नहीं है. What is epidemiological triad? Triad is just agent, host, environment. This is your triad. What is epidemiological triangle, everybody? Epidemiological triangle क्या है? Agent, host, environment, and over here time. This is epidemiological triangle. This is epidemiological triangle. But the one that I asked you, where you have agent is replaced by causative factor. पूरा नाम बताओ. Advanced model of triangle of epidemiology. What is this? Advanced model. Advanced model of triangle of epidemiology. Advanced model of triangle of epid. Clear? So don't get confused between the names. एक है तुम्हारा epidemiological triad. Another one is epidemiological triangle where you have time in between. And the next one is advanced model of triangle of epidemiology where agent is replaced by causative factors. ठीक है? चलो. Now we are proceeding to a very important part. All the diseases, not all, I mean whatever is important for images, diseases, national health programs and vaccines. ठीक है, all the RMNCH plus A initiatives, photographs, everything. So stay with me. These are very important images for the day. Now what is this telling us? ये क्या represent कर रहा है? I'm just going to show you those images which have come in different exams, exactly picked up images, and what are the chances of it coming also. This is what is very important over here, pseudomembrane formation. Pseudomembrane formation. This is pseudomembrane formation, and this pseudomembrane formation you are going to characteristic feature of diphtheria. Never ever you're going to scrape the pseudomembrane, it will lead to bleeding, everybody. Okay, so the first image over here is of diphtheria, this pseudomembrane formation. All right, let me give you another image which have come in your exams. Both these images have come, NEET PG FMG combined है, तो दोनों में किसी में भी आया हुआ है. पहला image क्या है, image A क्या है और image B क्या है? Anybody, what is image A and what is image B? Which disease is image A? First tell me about image A, everybody. I want image A first. Image A को मम्स क्यों लिख रहे हैं? Image A, anterior portion of the neck. This over here characteristic is bull's neck. That is why I put both the images together so you don't get confused. This is bull's neck. Now again, this one is your diphtheria. This is your bull's neck. And what is B? B1 is the unilateral swelling of the parotid gland. This is the mumps. Mumps के साथ a very favorite question. What is the most common complication of mumps? If they just ask you, most common complication of mumps, everybody, अगर exam में question आता है, what is the most common complication of mumps? Most common complication of mumps. Can you tell me? Most common complication of mumps. अगर in most common complication of mumps, most common complication of mumps is aseptic meningitis. Aseptic meningitis. All right. But if the question is in young adults, most common complication mumps का young adults में. So Pragati has given correct. Aseptic meningitis सबसे common problem है mumps में, ठीक है? But if they give you in young adults guys, then it is orchitis oophouritis. Don't get confused. Orchitis oophouritis. All right. Aseptic meningitis in children, that is the most common complication of mumps. But in young adults, it is orchitis oophouritis. Clear? Diphtheria में study everything about the management of diphtheria. वो आता है case का, carrier का, contact का कैसे करना है. Clear. Now what is this next image over here? ये कौन सी disease है? बच्चे को कौन सी disease हो गई है? Is it chicken pox? Is the baby suffering from chicken pox in this image? Is the baby suffering from smallpox? Is the baby suffering from measles? Is the baby suffering from rubella? Is the baby suffering from something? What is this guys? Very good. Not chicken pox. बच्चे को क्या है? Measles. I'm going to show you those rashes which highly come in exams. Now this is a maculopapular confluent rash. Maculopapular confluent rash. The buzzword in exams would be measles का rash कहाँ से शुरू होता है? Retroauricular in origin. Retroauricular in origin. ठीक है? It starts from behind the ear. And it's maculopapular confluent. It's like very close to each other. Okay. Another question comes, guys. Koplik spot appears before rash or after rash? What would you want to tell me in the comment section? Koplik spot appears before rash or after rash? In the comment section, please. Koplik spot rash के पहले आता है, rash के बाद आता है. Koplik spot before rash, after rash. This image over here, areola type things that you can spot out. This is Koplik spot. Okay. This appears in the buccal mucosa opposite the lower second molar. ठीक है, buccal mucosa opposite, not upper second, lower second molar. Buccal mucosa opposite lower second molar. ठीक है, opposite lower second molar. ठीक है. Now remember one thing. It comes in the prodromal kind of stage. It's spot. पहले क्या होता है? दाग लगा. धब्बा. Spot is a धब्बा. Rash is something जो फैलता है. Okay, what did I just say? Spot. Spot is like a very small point. Okay, then something spreads. So rash comes later. ठीक है. Spot comes first. Spot disappears as soon as rash starts. Okay, spot disappears as rash starts. So this is very important. Spot पहले है, rash बाद में. ठीक है. This could be asked in your exams. What is the most common complication of measles in young children? Anybody? Most common complication of measles in young children. One or two questions about measles is favorite. Most common complication of measles. Diarrhea नहीं बोलना है. Most common question सुनो. Let me write it because many of you get confused in this. अगर question आया ना, most common complication of measles, most common complication of measles in young or in children, most common complication of measles in children. Mixed answers क्यों हैं? ओटाइटिस मीडिया, ओटाइटिस मीडिया, बच्चों में ओटाइटिस मीडिया. जनरली स्पीकिंग मोस्ट कॉमन कॉम्प्लिकेशन ऑफ मीजल्स इज, मोस्ट कॉमन कॉम्प्लिकेशन ऑफ मीजल्स इज डायरिया. बट व्हाट इज द मोस्ट कॉमन कॉज ऑफ mortality in measles? Most common cause of mortality in measles, most common cause of mortality in measles क्या है? Most common cause of death measles में होने का रीजन है न्यूमोनिया. SSPE नहीं बोलना है. SSPE is a rare cause of mortality, very rare guys, okay, 1 in some million cases, rare cause of mortality in measles. So rare cause of mortality in measles होता है तुम्हारा SSP, subacute sclerosing panencephalitis. Good to go. Everybody understood? सबको समझ आया? चलो, let's go another question now. One of you had written measles rash as chickenpox rash. This one right here is chickenpox rash because measles, chickenpox, these are some rashes that are expected. This one over here, guys, is chickenpox rash. How will you make out chickenpox rash? So you can see that you have an area of inflammation around the rash. ये देखो, ये है area of inflammation. That all you can study. Superficial, centripetal, rosin petal, dewdrop, वो तुम पढ़ लोगे. How will you identify in exam? The important thing is area of inflammation around the rash. Okay, area of inflammation around rash. That is what you will remember. And chickenpox का rash distribution centripetal होता है. That's something that we used to get confused with smallpox rash. Although smallpox has been eradicated, smallpox rash. Okay, it is deep seated. There is no area of inflammation around the rash. Clear? Alright, now we are proceeding to some vaccines questions. So these are the images that you should have a look at: measles, chickenpox, diphtheria, mumps, very commonly asked. Okay, what is this? What does this image tell us, guys? ये किसका image है? Anybody? Good. VVM. VVM is vaccine vial monitor. Vaccine vial monitor. Now, vaccine vial monitor tells us whether the vaccine has been damaged by overexposure to heat. Overexposure to heat. Now, in this, how have you remembered? How have we talked about it? You cannot say the reverse. Outer square, inner circle. वो बिल्कुल गलत है. It's outer circle, inner square. Remember, the world is round. दुनिया गोल है और हम सब उसके अंदर है. So outer circle, inner square. Also you have to, the chemical toluene sulfate, guys, is in the inner square. This was also a question. Chemical is contained in the inner square. Now the first situation, you will always compare the inner square to the outer circle. Inner square lighter than OC. Outer circle. क्या करोगे? Use the vial. Inner square starts to change color but is still lighter than OC. Use the vial, ठीक है? But if the inner square same color as OC, inner square same color as OC, what will you do? Same color as outer circle, you are going to discard. Inner square darker than OC, inner square darker than OC, what will you do? You will discard. Another question, where are you going to discard? Blue bag or yellow bag or red bag or black bag or white bag? कहाँ पे discard करोगे? Suppose the VVM has expired. So where are you going to discard it? Which color bag? Now you're not going to discard in blue because it has the vaccine in it. When it contains vaccine, ठीक है? When vaccine contained, alright? When vaccine present, it becomes a biotechnology waste. So it has to go into yellow bag. But in case the question was simply a vaccine vial is disposed of or a broken vaccine vial will go in. So if the question simply is vaccine vial or broken vial, then of course it goes into a blue color bag. But जब vaccine उसमें without vaccine, yes, but जब उसमें है, then it goes into a this bag. It goes into a yellow bag. Okay. What do you have to know about this? What is the name of this equipment, guys? What is the name of this equipment? Couple of questions from this. This is a ILR ice-lined refrigerator, ice-lined refrigerator, ice-lined refrigerator. This is a ice-lined refrigerator. Now another question. First question with this. This is the most important equipment of cold chain. Most important equipment of cold chain. सबसे important equipment है CC का. +2 to +8. Now, the next question is, how do you place the vaccines in it? So, I have taught you n number of times, we have revised it. We'll just quickly talk about it once more. If you open the vaccine ice-lined refrigerator, it's like a top-loaded washing machine. You're going to open it from the top. So, once you open from the top, what is going to happen? Once you open it from the top, all cold air goes and settles at the bottom. All cold air settles at bottom. All cold air settles at bottom. So, remember, by the law of it, at the bottom, you cannot keep the freeze-sensitive vaccines. क्योंकि ठंडा air गया है नीचे. At the bottom, you're going to keep which vaccines, guys? Heat-sensitive vaccines. At the bottom, you're going to place heat-sensitive vaccines. And what was the mnemonic for the heat-sensitive vaccines? Most heat-sensitive was R-bomb. Most heat sensitive कौन सा था? Reconstituted BCG. But reconstituted BCG we can use up to 4 hours only. Then you have OPV and then you have measles. So we can't have reconstituted BCG. So what is the next in line, guys? OPV. Vaccine at the bottommost of ILR, OPV. And what are you going to keep towards the topmost parts? You're going to keep the T series vaccines. T series vaccines क्या होते हैं, guys? T series vaccines are freeze sensitive, जो ठंड से जल्दी डैमेज होते हैं, freeze sensitive. And the most freeze sensitive, everybody, most freeze sensitive. So which is the most freeze sensitive? We have to know this. Most freeze sensitive is hepatitis B. Therefore, at the topmost, which vaccines I am going to place at the topmost? Hep B. ठीक है. Another question, what is placed at the heart of ILR? Heart of ILR means एकदम center पे. ठीक है. So you could be asked as, here I'll keep it, heart of ILR. ठीक है. Center पे. Heart of ILR is occupied by TTs and TDs. Clear? TTs and TDs. This basic thing आना चाहिए, guys. ILR bottommost OPV. OPV के बाद we keep measles, BCG, reconstituted BCG of course not. Topmost are the T series ones. सबसे ऊपर the topmost is hepatitis B. At the center it is your TT and TD. Clear? And you have different corners divided for the vaccines. And how do you place the vaccines in ILR? Do we directly go and dump the vaccines in ILR? No. ILR is provided with baskets to place the vaccines. Provided by with baskets. Alright. We are going to place it in the baskets that are provided by ILR. Also one more thing. If ILR receives uninterrupted electricity supply for 8 hours, uninterrupted. Alright. If it receives uninterrupted electricity supply for 8 hours, then it can function continuously for 24 hours. ठीक है. Now it can function continuously, not 5 days, Shahina, you will have to correct it. It will function continuously for 24 hours. ठीक है. Alright. Now, how do you monitor the temperature of ILR? What is the equipment those that are used to monitor the temperature of ILRs, guys? What is your answer to that? How do you monitor the temperature of ILR? So, we have certain equipments which orange one rota है. ठीक है. Orange one is rota. Exactly पूरा याद नहीं रखना है. You should at least know for NEET PG FMG the bottom one, the top one and the heart of ILR. How do you monitor the temperature? So this one is a dial thermometer. This is used to monitor temperature of ILR. Monitor temperature of ILR. And this monitoring is done twice per day by a medical officer. Also, dial thermometer is based on the principle of thermocouple. But suppose we don't have this dial thermometer, for ice-lined refrigerator, deep freezers, we can also use a stem alcohol thermometer to monitor it. A stem alcohol thermometer. ठीक है? This can monitor the temperature of ILRs as well as deep freezers. Now, in case I don't have ILR at my center, I can still keep the vaccines in a domestic refrigerator. Now, before I show you the image, tell me, next to the freezer compartment or below the freezer compartment in the topmost shelf, will you be keeping OPV or hepatitis B? Did you understand the question? बिना देखे पहले आंसर करो. In a domestic refrigerator, below the freezer compartment in the topmost shelf, should I place hepatitis B or should I place OPV? Let's see your answers. सोच के बोलो, freezer के just नीचे, just next to the freezer, you should not keep freeze sensitive. You are going to keep the heat sensitive vaccines. What are the heat sensitive vaccines, guys? OPV, measles, all these are heat sensitive vaccines. So this is a domestic refrigerator. Now in the freezer, I can also keep OPV. OPV I can keep for long-term storage. Okay, OPV I can keep for long-term storage. But suppose I want it for short-term. So what do I keep in the top shelves? BCG in the top shelf, we can keep OPV, we can keep BCG, we can keep measles. They are all which vaccines? They are all heat-sensitive vaccines. Okay, they are all what? They are all heat-sensitive vaccines. What are they? They are all heat-sensitive vaccines. They are all heat-sensitive vaccines. Now in the middle shelf, what am I going to keep? Middle shelf ke upper part mein the T series and the lower part of the middle shelf I will keep hepatitis B, and in the lowest shelf we keep the diluents. Clear? In the lowest shelf we keep the diluents. Just think like this ki freezer ke niche, of course I am not going to keep the freeze sensitive. I will be keeping the heat sensitive vaccines. Clear? Chalo, let's move to the next question. Everybody quickly tell me the answer to this one. Which image is this? Now I have to carry the outer session at a sub-center someplace. Okay, we can't store the vaccines at sub-center. We can store the vaccines only from PHC level upwards. Okay? So this is a vaccine carrier. This is a vaccine carrier. This vaccine carrier is lined by 4 ice packs and it contains 16 to 20 vaccine vials. Okay? Vaccine vials. Again, it can maintain the temperature of the vaccines 24 to 48 hours, or roughly you could also, मान लो the examiner is hell-bent on asking one duration. So you can also say 36 hours. This could be blue, it could also be white colored. Okay? Again, you can't directly dump the vaccines in a vaccine carrier. You will place in polythene. Place in polythene bags. The vaccines have to be placed in polythene bags. Okay? The vaccines have to be placed where? In polythene bags. And what is this one, guys? This one is a day carrier. Now, if you see a day carrier, it is lined by 2 ice packs. This can carry 6 to 8 VVs and the temperature is 24 to 48 hours again. This, on the bigger hand, this is a cold box, guys. Okay? This can maintain temperature. It can carry a lot of vaccine vials and it can maintain the temperature up to 96 hours as well. 72 to 96 hours. We take vaccines in cold box right from the site of manufacturer to the site of use, everybody. Clear? Okay, next question is first this image. What is the name of this image, everybody? What is the name before this image? You have to tell me the name of actually this image. Then we'll do that image. What is this image? This is an ice pack. A patent question of ice pack. Where do you prepare it? So the ice pack is prepared in the deep freezers. DF. DF full form लिख दो. DF is deep freezer. Freezer मतलब minus में temperature जाएगा. -15 to -25. Now what is contained in the ice pack? इसके अंदर पानी होता है. ठीक है? You will not add anything else other than water. Plus, you know, there's a line over here up to which water is filled. ठीक है? Till horizontal line. Water filled till this level. Water filled till this level. Water filled till this level. Now, the patent question that comes is, which vaccines are you going to place in the holes of ILR? Your options are Penta, OPV. क्या वैक्सीन प्लेस करोगे होल्स ऑफ द ILR? होल्स ऑफ ILR आर मेंट, होल्स ऑफ आइस पैक. होल्स ऑफ आइस पैक आर मेंट फॉर कीपिंग वैक्सीन्स. होल्स ऑफ आइस पैक मेंट फॉर कीपिंग वैक्सीन्स. ठीक है? दे आर मेंट फॉर कीपिंग वैक्सीन्स. नाउ दिस इज ठंडी चीज, ice pack. Alright, so I can't keep the freeze sensitive. I am going to place the heat sensitive vaccines. I will place OPV. I can place BCG, I can place measles. I will not be putting the T series vaccines in the holes of the ILR, of the ice pack. Clear? Everybody, a couple of questions from ice packs. Will you be able to do it? Okay. Now see, you all know that ice pack is used to line the vaccine carriers, and the ice pack is at temperature is -15 to -25. So what is the process that we do before we use it to place our vaccine in vaccine carriers or day carriers? What is this? बस इसका नाम देख लो, यहाँ पे क्या लिखा हुआ है? Can you read all this, guys? Can you read, all of you? What is the name of this? What is the name of this, guys? This is conditioning of ice packs. Now what is written over here, that when ice packs are removed from the freezer, they are at -15 to -25, and vaccines are meant to be at +2 to +8, right? So now what we do, we place the ice packs on this table and we will for 10 to 15 minutes, ठीक है, 10 to 15 minutes के लिए table पे place करो, let the frost on the surface of ice pack melts. Now this ice packs, now what is the difference between this ice pack and the previous ice packs? Here you can say water bubbles. Now when you place it for 15 to 20 minutes, you see the frost on the surface of the ice pack starts melting and you can see water droplets. You can shake it also and you can hear that water droplets. This means the temperature has been lowered and now I am going to use it. So conditioning का दूसरा मतलब sweating. Let the ice melt. Okay, conditioning of the ice pack is also known as sweating of the ice pack. All right, somebody is asking red carriers. Red carriers किसके लिए होता है? If you see in your exams, instead of a blue carrier, you see लाल रंग का डब्बा, red रंग का carrier. R से रिवर्स कोल्ड चेन, रिवर्स कोल्ड चेन, ठीक है, रिवर्स कोल्ड चेन. रिवर्स कोल्ड चेन means we are carrying stool samples in it from suspected AFP case, because the temperature required to maintain stool samples from suspected acute flaccid paralysis case is also the same as the vaccines, ठीक है, and it has to be transported to NIV Pune. All right, next question. This is what, guys? This is Mission Indradhanush. You all know Mission Indradhanush is protecting us from how many diseases, everybody? Mission Indradhanush, currently you have a rainbow and you have a baby over here. So Mission Indradhanush, MI, Mission Impossible nahi hai, Mission Indradhanush hai. This protects from 12 diseases, not 13. It protects from 12 diseases. But if somebody asks you Pan India, it protects us from 11 diseases. Why? Because J only given in endemic zones. J is given in endemic areas. But if nothing is written, Mission Indradhanush covers how many diseases? Your answer is 12. Mission Indradhanush ka bhai kaun hai? Similar everything. Abhiyan Indradhanush. That also has the logo of this rainbow, guys. And यहाँ पे क्या है? Instead of the baby, you will have hospital bed. And what is Abhiyan Indradhanush? Abhiyan Indradhanush tells us that the bed sheets in ESI hospital changed according to color of rainbow. ESI hosp changed according to color of rainbow to maintain hygiene according to rainbow colors. ठीक है, Vibgyor rainbow colors. So I just wanted you to revise Mission Indradhanush and Abhiyan Indradhanush. Now since we talked about ESI hospitals, ये क्या है? Just कभी भी आ सकते हैं. जलता हुआ दिया. What is this? This diya. Diya is being lit over here. So this is the logo of ESI. ठीक है? This is the logo of ESI. Employee State Insurance Act is under the Ministry of Labour, guys. Remember that Ministry of Labour के अंदर है. And इसमें how much is the employer's contribution? Employer's contribution, there has been no change in it. It is 3.25% only. And how much is the employee's contribution? Employee's contribution अगर आप देखोगे, then it is 0.75%. Yeah, but one category where employee doesn't have to make any contribution, guys, for physically handicapped, everybody remember this, for physically handicapped, all right, physically handicapped में there is only employer's contribution for 3 years. Employees नहीं करते हैं, employer's contribution दिया जाता है completely for 3 years, okay, for physical handicap. And over here, now, who can receive the benefits of ESI under ESI Act? Individual whose salary, ESI employee, salary up to 21,000 rupees, 21,000 per month. But in case the person is disabled, okay, then only like they can, in case of disabled person, physically handicapped, this is also up to 25,000 per month. Clear? some, of course you have to study the benefits. You can go and revise LRR, from there you will check out all the benefits guys. ठीक है, चलो, couple of things. Even क्या था, these are all technology based initiatives, more chance of it coming in your exam. Technology based initiatives. So technology based initiatives में the first one is even electronic vaccine intelligence network. This is telling us about the stocks of vaccine, where and how much is maintained. ठीक है, this is even. What is UN? So UN is like an online immunization card, online card, okay, and this is particularly for 0 to 5-year-old children. Whenever a baby is born, gets a UN number, all his immunization details, okay, immunization details are entered on this UN app. ठीक है, even is for the stock, UN is for the your online card. Okay, one more guys, what are these? This is Kilkari app. Okay, Kilkari app. Kilkari app क्या करता है? It sends out voice recordings to women who are pregnant, ठीक है, and accordingly guides them. This is Kilkari app. This one Anmol ANM online. ये क्या है? ANM online. This is tablet based software, okay, which a tablet is given to her. This you can say tablet based. All right, this is your ANM, tablet based software, which is given to an ANM. And what is she doing in this? She is maintaining a track of all children, women, couples, eligible couples, everybody. ठीक है, so it's like don't write in a register, take a tab, make her work easy. Clear? Got it? Okay, one more question. Switch, not going into too much detail, just have a look at this. Switch came in NEET PG exams. Switch was recommended in April 2016 and we switched from trivalent OPV to bivalent OPV. Bivalent OPV में attenuated form किसका है? It contains the attenuated forms of wild poliovirus 1 and wild poliovirus 3. Which component has been removed? Second, because wild poliovirus 2 was leading toward CVDPV, circulatory vaccine derived poliovirus. This was also resulting in outbreaks. So therefore WHO ने क्या बोला था? That wild poliovirus was eradicated in September 2015, eradicated long back, September 2015. So the question was, why are we still maintaining it in the trivalent OPV in its attenuated form when it can lead to something that has the potential to cause outbreaks? So we proposed to remove the type 2 component, I mean WHO. So switch happened in around 25th April 2016. All right, and you could be asked a question that in your NIS and in your pulse polio rounds, कौन सा vaccine का OPV का strain we are using? We are using the bivalent OPV. Nowhere we use the trivalent OPV. Also one more thing, IPV was introduced prior to switch. IPV introduced before switch guys. Switch 2016 में हुआ, IPV introduced in 2015 before switch, so that immunity against all the 3 strains could be maintained. Am I clear, everybody? Ultimately, you know, we are looking forward to eradicate polio. Polio is still there in Afghanistan and Pakistan. So there is this polio endgame eradication strategy where ultimately what is going to happen is OPV will be completely replaced with IPV, because IPV, injectable polio vaccine, the killed one, the Salk, that will not lead to paralysis. But OPV, which is live, can lead to paralysis. All right. So that is what is the game. Now going to the programs, everybody. The first one, what is the name of this? You can see different color petals over here, green color petals. PMJ scheme. PMJ बहुत important है, ठीक है. इसका नाम क्या है? इसका नाम है आयुष्मान भारत. आयुष्मान भारत. The name is आयुष्मान भारत. प्रधानमंत्री जन आरोग्य योजना. It was a highly ambitious program of the Modi government which was launched in 2018 guys. under this, what is happening, we are trying to at primary level, what is being done at primary level, upgrade the sub centers in PHCs. What were the name that we gave? HWC. What was HWC? Health and Wellness Centers. And now this is also known as Ayushman Arogya Mandir. Ayushman Arogya Mandir. Ayushman Arogya Mandir. Alright. So over here, earlier we used to have just primary health care, but now we are focusing, this is a way to achieve universal health coverage in India, guys. Universal health coverage, जिसमें हम लोग क्या क्या target कर रहे हैं? We are targeting along with reproductive, maternal, neonatal, child health, adolescent, all the services, we are also focusing on NCDs. But the question जो बहुत ज़्यादा आता है exam में is that what at secondary and tertiary level for IPD care, what is the financial protection that is being given? Financial protection, it is rupees 5 lakh per family per year. Rupees 5 lakh per family per year. ठीक है? In some states it is 10 lakhs, but still uniformly 5 lakhs. And age and number of family members is no restriction. Age and number of family members, कोई बार नहीं है, no bar. All right, irrespective of the age, irrespective of the number of family members, it can be availed. And now we also have, like you can see over here, एक digital health card मिलता है, आयुष्मान भारत digital mission, which is a 14-digit number which is given, and services can be availed under this. Even private hospitals with 10 beds can provide services under Ayushman Bharat. It was meant for 50 crore beneficiaries, ठीक है, 10 crore families. Okay, it was meant for so many beneficiaries. Got it? So what is most important for Ayushman Bharat? 5 lakh per family per year. Age and number of family members is no restriction. Okay. Under the Ayushman Bharat, we have also come up with E-Sanjeevani OPD. This is online OPD. Preference is given to children and children को preference दे देते हैं, old people and women, then old people. That's okay. But the overall it is that age and number of family members is no restriction. This is like an online OPD, guys. आयुष्मान भारत में school health भी promote हो रहा है, online OPDs भी promote हो रही हैं, ठीक है, where we can just download the app and instead of going face to face with the doctor, it's like a teleconsultation. This is like a teleconsultation could be done. Okay, next one on the line. Now we're going to go to all the national health programs. What is this? National Health Mission. ठीक है, National Health Mission. Ayushman Bharat हो गया. Now this is National Health Mission. What is it that you have to remember for this? Now see over here. Can you see? There is an update in National Health Mission. What is the new name for National Health Mission? Yes, it came in 2013. But what is the new name for it? It is Pradhan Mantri समग्र स्वास्थ्य मिशन. समग्र स्वास्थ्य मिशन, प्रधानमंत्री समग्र स्वास्थ्य मिशन. ठीक है, अब दिस इज लाइक एन ओवरऑल अम्ब्रेला. इट इंक्लूड्स एवरीथिंग गाइज. इसमें RMNCAH प्लस N भी कवर होता है. इसमें NRHM is also a part of this. Urban Health Mission is also a part of it. Okay, all the communicable diseases are also under this. All the non-communicable diseases are also this. Now, very important is its logo. There's a sun shining and there's the image of a pair of a family, father, mother with a girl. Because why this girl, guys? Because we are trying to achieve a net reproduction rate of 1. That means one woman is going to replace herself with one girl child who is going to survive till the childbearing age. And a TFR of 2.1. Desirable TFR 2.1 होता है, 2 child norm. India has achieved a TFR of 2. But what is the desirable TFR for any country? 2.1. So remember this NHM का logo, it keeps coming in exams. Okay. Next, highly in logo these days, ये किस program का logo है? And a couple of questions related to that program. Which program's logo is it, guys? Anybody? Is it some Lotus? Is the name a Lotus program? Is the name a Lotus program? पूरा नाम लिखना है. This is National Leprosy Eradication Program. Please don't say elimination. This is National Leprosy National leprosy eradication program. Now there is a very I mean there's this relevance behind the symbol. Can you see this lotus? Lotus kya hai? Leprosy patient. All right, this resembles a, this is denoting or signifying a leprosy patient. Over here this is a sun. ठीक है, sun का rays. So this one is the program. This is the health program. This is the health program. And this hand that it's offering, this is multi-drug therapy. And you all know now what is the update in leprosy program, guys? We know that all the three drugs have to be given in case of paucibacillary leprosy and multibacillary leprosy. Paucibacillary 6 to 9 months के लिए duration, multibacillary 12 to 18 months. You can refer the LRR, guys. We have discussed about the leprosy program in detail over there. ठीक है, that is the update. Dapsone, rifampicin, clofazimine. Okay, one more question. For prophylaxis of leprosy, कौन सा drug लेना है? Prophylaxis of leprosy, which is the drug that you are going to take, guys, if you are coming in risk exposure to a leprosy patient or something. Which is the drug that we take? Single dose rifampicin. Good, we will take single dose rifampicin. ठीक है, and India is looking forward to a leprosy मुक्त भारत by 2027. leprosy मुक्त भारत कब तक करना है? leprosy मुक्त भारत 2027. Currently leprosy has been eliminated from India. eliminated from India. Elimination criteria कितना है? less than 1 case per 10,000 population. The prevalence of less than 1 case per 10,000 population. So you can go through the LRRs also where this has been discussed, but in leprosy you have two more important images. Now what is this? Leprosy का कौन सा image है? A या B? Leprosy में कौन सा image है? A या B? Now पहले आया, first came Meena. Meena is for women empowerment, all right, for child's right. Meena is for child's right. You could say child's right, you could say women empowerment, you can say, all right. And this concept, everybody, was given by whom? This concept was given by UNICEF. So there was this girl who's flying. If nobody obstructs you to do anything, you can fly. All your rights are granted. So there's a parrot behind. Now this concept, actually these are mascots, okay, we call them mascots. Now this concept of Meena mascot was adopted by Leprosy Trust Mission India, and under a program, the name of the program was Sparsh Initiative. Sparsh Initiative adopted this Sapna mascot. Sapna is with the school bag. Now Sapna is actually a cured case of leprosy, ठीक है, cured case of leprosy, and she is spreading awareness on leprosy. This was meant to spread awareness on leprosy, ठीक है, awareness on leprosy. That is what you have to not get confused in. Sapna school bag के साथ है, Meena parrot. Parrot के साथ she is flying. Got it? Sapna and Meena, everybody got this question? Chalo. Let's go to the next image now. What is the name of this program? National Vector-Borne School chale hum. हाँ. National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. Now this is very easy to identify. There's a ring, there's a mosquito. The important question is how many diseases are covered in the vector-borne disease control program. Alright, how many diseases is it protecting from? So we know vector has 6 letters, vector has 6 letters, so it's covering 6 diseases. What are the 6 diseases? Now Anopheles क्या कराता है? Anopheles malaria. Alright, then you have Culex, the dirty mosquito, the nuisance mosquito, Japanese encephalitis, lymphatic filariasis, not Brugian. We are talking about lymphatic filariasis. Then you have Aedes. So Aedes is dengue and chikungunya. Dengue and chikungunya. Chikungunya. Alright, dengue and chikungunya. And also one more. Now these are 5. The other one is what? Phlebotomous Argent type, sabka favorite with the hairy wings. I'll show you the image today. Sandfly. So sandfly is Kala Azar. Ka, Kala Azar. Also visceral leishmaniasis. Visceral leishmaniasis. Visceral leishmaniasis. Now malaria of course focuses on integrated vector control. ठीक है, JEE में we have the vaccines. Now we are promoting killed vaccines, the Kohler strain vaccines. Lymphatic filariasis, again we have mass drug administration with the 3 drugs, mass drug administration, DC, albendazole, ivermectin. Dengue, basically we focus again on vector control measures. Chikungunya में एक update है guys, let me write it for you. A new vaccine has come out for chikungunya. In case पूछ लिया, you never know. Chikungunya. There is a new vaccine now. The name is, in case it comes in the strain guys, Ixchiq. All right, Ixchiq. So you can just remember this, the vaccine for chikungunya. This is an update. Ixchiq. All right, so isse yaad rakhna. Chick. All right, Ixchiq is a new vaccine for chikungunya. In case aa gaya. ठीक है, so that is your vector borne. Vector borne में malaria prophylaxis treatment, check out from the LRRs that we have already discussed. Which program is this? IDSP. This can come in exams. The name of this is Integrated Disease Surveillance Program. Integrated Disease Surveillance Program. That means we are surveillance का मतलब क्या होता है? ढूंढो. We are looking for cases and reporting them. We can have active, passive, sentinel, all those surveillance. Now over here 33 diseases in one have been included. Chain and like weekly information is being scheduled, but what you have to remember guys, very very important, 3 form भराते हैं. We fill 3 forms. SPL. The first one is syndromic or suspect. Syndromic or suspect. S forms. The next one is probable form. Probable forms. And L is the lab forms. ठीक है, lab based. Now these syndromic forms are filled by whom? Health workers. ठीक है, they are filled by health workers. Probable form if you talk about MO, medical officers, and of course L form हो गया तुम्हारा confirmatory. So this is what SPL, syndromic, probable and lab forms. So this is weekly schedule. This is your SPL form. ठीक है, IDSP. Next one, what is the name of this organization? NACO क्या है and where is its headquarter? Everybody, what is NACO and where is its headquarter? National AIDS Control Organization. So NACO gave the program which is NACP, National AIDS Control Program. The headquarter of NACO is in New Delhi. The headquarter is in New Delhi. One thing that I want you to revise, although we had done in LRRs guys, sorry. High risk group batao. High risk group for HIV. High risk groups for HIV. Can anybody tell me the 4 high risk groups or the core groups for HIV? Can you tell me the 4 core groups for HIV? Who are the high risk groups guys? Yeah. Commercial sex workers, good. CSW, next. MSM, men having sex with men. IDUs, injectable drug users and transgenders. यही 4 high risk groups है guys. Transgenders, okay. Bridge population, because अभी NEET PG also, INI-CET also gave this question. Bridge population, if you talk about bridge population is single male migrants. Bridge population is single male migrants. Alright, truck drivers, clients of sex workers, truck drivers, ठीक है, clients of sex workers, STD patients, ये सारे bridge population. These 2 are very important bridge populations. You should remember the high risk groups as well as for NACO. But whose logo is this? ये किसका logo है? Please don't write this as the logo of National AIDS Control Program. This is not the logo of National AIDS Control Program. Not at all. This is the logo of, क्या लिखा हुआ है? PPTCT, Connecting Population. Alright. Now this is the logo of Prevention of Mother to Child Transmission. Okay? So you have a red ribbon for HIV and you have a family. Not family planning. This is a logo of Prevention of Mother to Child Transmission. Now in this we have discussed it in our LRRs also. You have to suppose a woman HIV positive pregnant female. What is the drug of choice? HIV positive pregnant female. What are you going to put her on? TLD, irrespective of gestational age, irrespective of gestational age, irrespective of gestational age. ठीक है, suppose I get a, let me write it here. Okay, now suppose a baby born to HIV positive woman, baby born to HIV positive woman, ठीक है, HIV positive woman. So now over here you have to see two things, mother on ART for more than 4 weeks. This will be a low risk infant, low risk infant. But if the mother not on ART, not on ART or ART less than 4 weeks, ठीक है, less than 4 weeks लिए, this is a high risk infant. Now what are your drug of choices? Anybody can tell me? Low risk infant, you will simply put the baby on syrup nevirapine for 6 weeks. Irrespective of the type of feeding, breastfeeding या replacement feeds. But high risk infant में तुम क्या ऐड करोगे? Syrup nevi plus syrup zido. Syrup nevi plus syrup zidovudine. Now both the drugs have to be added, and if she is exclusively breastfeeding, we will continue for exclusively breastfeeding, we will continue for 12 weeks. Alright, but if she is exclusively replacement feeds पे है, replacement feeds, then we will continue this in the baby for 6 weeks. Okay, this we've discussed in LRR also, just revising it right now guys, and we also do a early infant diagnosis with RT-PCRs and 6 weeks पे करते हैं, 18 months पे confirmatory diagnosis किया जाता है. But you should just remember, since it's an image based session, you should remember this is the logo of prevention of mother to child transmission. And what's this? Whose logo is this one guys? Suraksha Clinic. This is a concept which was given by National AIDS Control Program to promote, it's written over here, sexual and reproductive health. Please don't write this as the International Red Cross logo. I will show you the Red Cross logo. International Red Cross logo is completely red in color. ठीक है? This is your Suraksha Clinic. Now coming to a couple of more programs. Whose logo is this? National TB Elimination Program. This is National TB Elimination Program. We have a flag, we have a Lanka photo, TB हारेगा देश जीतेगा. We are looking to eliminate TB by 2025. Alright, so this is your National TB Elimination Program. Now under this, what is this? ये हिंदी में कुछ लिखा हुआ है, TB मुक्त भारत. ये क्या है? Anyone who can tell me? TB Mukt Bharat. Please remember, TB Mukt Bharat is actually a strategy to promote TB elimination by 2025. Okay, in this we have come up with the concept of Nikshay Mitras. Never say कि this is the logo of the program. This is not the logo of the program. Logo program का यही है, ठीक है? Logo program का यही है. So this is TB Mukt Bharat, which is promoting the concept of Nikshay Mitras. We can adopt TB patients as our friend. Now something that you should know, 2 updates under the program, 2 updates under the program under NTEP guys. एक हो गया तुम्हारा क्या? 2 updates under the program. The first one that you should know, for MDR and RR, what is the treatment duration now? For MDR and RR, कौन सा treatment duration है अब? 6 months, 6 months. And what is the drug of choice? B-PAL-M regimen. Bedaquiline, pretominid, linezolid, L capital कर लो, linezolid, moxifloxacin. If the person is resistant to moxifloxacin, then it is B-PAL regimen. So you should study this from your pharma, doses वगैरह एक बार देख लेना. And Nikshay Poshan Yojana guys, what is the nutritional incentive under Nikshay Poshan Yojana? Under Nikshay Poshan Yojana, it is rupees 1000 per month. Rupees 1000 per month. Nikshay Poshan Yojana, it is rupees 1000 per month. ठीक है, yeah, you will be getting the PDF, don't worry. Another important question, these two logo keep coming in your exams. What is this one? This is NEET. NEET is web-based portal for notification of TB patients. All right, this is a web-based portal. Web-based portal for what? Notification of TB patients. Web-based portal for notification of TB patients. What about NICUST? What about NICUST? ये लोगो निक्षय का है. NICUST में it is the same as the logo of leprosy. This is for leprosy patient. And what about Nishchay? Nishchay is make up your mind if somebody wants a baby. So it is UPT kit, free UPT kit provided by ASHA workers. Alright, free UPT kit by ASHA workers. Free UPT kit by ASHA worker. Free UPT kit by ASHA worker. So that is your Nishchay. Clear? This one right here is DOTS 99. When the patient takes the drugs, there are toll-free numbers written on which he has to call. So basically, this is mobile technology based compliance. Mobile technology based compliance. It's a form of mobile technology based compliance. ठीक है, ये हो गया तुम्हारा DOTS 99. Toll-free numbers on which the person has to call. Okay. One more thing, whose image is this one? Very, very easy to remember. ये कौन सा image है? National Program for, थोड़ा सा, the name is big, for prevention control of blindness and visual impairment. Blindness and visual impairment. Now this behind is actually DANIDA. Okay, DANIDA is the one that supported the blindness control program in India. DANIDA supports the blindness control program in India. Okay, cutoff for blindness according to the program, visual acuity less than 3/60 in better eye with available correction. Visual impairment, visual acuity less than 6/18. Most common cause of blindness and visual impairment in India. Most common cause of blindness and visual impairment दोनों क्या है guys? Most common cause of blindness and visual impairment in India, everybody, cataract. Okay, उल्टा मत लिख देना, it is cataract. But if exam में question आया most common cause of preventable and treatable blindness in children, what will be your answers? What will be your answers in that? Most common cause of, the question is most common cause of preventable and treatable blindness in children. Preventable and treatable blindness in children. What is it? Treatable blindness in children. So that is what? Vitamin A deficiency. Vitamin A. Most common cause of preventable blindness in adults. Adults में preventable blindness, infective trachoma. Stay safe strategy. And treatable blindness, most common treatable blindness in adults क्या है guys? Treatable blindness in adults. Most common cause of treatable blindness in adults, again that is cataract. Okay. What did I say? I said most common cause of blindness and visual impairment in India, cataract. ठीक है. Most common cause of preventable and treatable blindness in children, vitamin A deficiency. Most common cause of preventable blindness in adults, infective trachoma, safe strategy. अब eliminate हो गया. And treatable blindness in adults, everybody, it is cataract. Cataract is something which is treatable. Clear? Okay, what is this logo guys? This is National Program for, now this was the old name, Prevention and Control of Cancer, Diabetes, Cardiovascular Disease and Stroke. This is the old name guys. Now what is the new name? National Program for Prevention and Control of Simple NCDs. Prevention and Control of NCDs. Refractory error is uncorrected refractory errors is ocular morbidity. Most common cause of ocular morbidity is uncorrected refractory errors. ठीक है? Got it? Chalo, now what is the answer to this? Don't say NPCDCS. The name is National Program for Prevention and Control of Non-Communicable Diseases. Health in your own hands. The best level of prevention to control NCDs is primordial. अब इसमें कुछ newer inclusions हुए guys. Newer inclusions have come in this. Okay, so you have CKD, you have rheumatic heart disease which has been included. You have non-ST elevation MI, non-ST elevation MI. ठीक है, that is a part of this now. Non-alcoholic fatty liver, non-alcoholic fatty liver. ठीक है, that is also a part of this. COPD आ चुका है. Alright, then you also have Ayush modality. So just remember the name of the programs, and screening is started from the subcenter level also. Under this program, a couple of questions can come. This one, tracking of blood pressure. I'm not going to write what it is because you all know. Tracking of blood pressure means if you track the blood pressure of individuals from childhood to adulthood. If the blood pressure is low in childhood, it will remain low in adulthood. Hypotensive in childhood will remain hypotensive in adulthood. Hypertensive in childhood will remain hypertensive in adulthood. This one is rule of halves. What is rule of halves? Out of all the hypertensives in a community, only 50% are aware that they are hypertensives. Out of that, only 50% are on treatment. Out of that, only 50% are adequately treated. ये central वाला portion है adequately treated. ठीक है? And what is this one, guys? Steps approach. What is this one? Steps approach. What do you do in steps approach? Step 1 mein you're getting a questionnaire filled where you will talk about lifestyle, behavioral risk factors. Step 2, you're going to take a physical measurement, height, weight, BMI. Step 3, you're going to take a lab measurements. ठीक है? Blood sugar, cholesterol level, lipid, all those things. Basically, a question आता है कि steps approach is meant for what? Treatment and management? No. This is surveillance of risk factors of NCDs. Okay, this is meant for surveillance of risk factors of NCDs. Remember, it is not for therapeutic management or anything. It is meant for surveillance of risk factors of NCDs. Steps approach. ठीक है? Chalo. So you're tracking BP. So if you track the blood pressure, that means you're keeping a check on the blood pressure are happening also. ठीक है? So it's like a kind of primary level of prevention. We are going to track BP, and in case blood pressure is found, we are going to monitor it. ठीक है? Now look at this one. What is this? Which logo is this, guys? ये किसका logo है? Anybody? Whose logo is this one? This is your National Family Welfare Program. This is National Family, which program, everybody? This one is National Family Welfare Program. ये है National Family Planning नहीं बोलते हैं. National Family Welfare Program. The name got changed. It is National Family Planning Program की जगह better to say Welfare Program. India believes in a two-child norm. All right, two-child norm. So this is the logo of National Family Welfare Program. Now tell me a couple of more logos, guys. ये किसका logo है? The first one. The first one, whose logo is this? One second. All right, okay, so this is the logo of, what have you written over here? This is the logo. माँ नहीं है ये है JSSK, जननी शिशु सुरक्षा कार्यक्रम. माँ का logo में, I don't have it here, माँ is mother's absolute affection, where the baby is shown breastfeeding a woman. All right, that is माँ. This, the woman is seen kissing the baby on the, giving a peck on the forehead. That is JSSK, where everything is free. ठीक है? Free vaginal delivery, free C-section, free diet, everything is free. Plus, it is also providing facilities to sick infants. ठीक है? Which is this logo, image number B. So, this is Lakshya. Labor room इम्प्रूवमेंट यहाँ लिख देते लक्ष्य, ठीक है, लेबर रूम क्वालिटी इम्प्रूवमेंट इनिशिएटिव, दिस इज लक्ष्य. व्हाट इज दिस? प्रधानमंत्री सुरक्षित मातृत्व अभियान, ऑलरेडी रिटन. ऑन 9th of every month free antenatal services, okay, free ANC services are given to whom? Free ANC services given to mothers, women in second and third trimester, and we've discussed this many times. अगर high risk है, she'll get a red card. No risk है, green card. PIH है, blue card. Some other comorbidity, she will get a yellow card. All right. This one is Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana. This is Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana. In Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, you must remember one thing, guys. Now we are giving an incentive of rupees. How much? It is still 5,000, but it is being given in 2 installments, not 3 installments. All right, we are giving in 2 installments, rupees 5,000 in 2 installments. And one more point, JSY, JSSK, Lakshya, every program is under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, but this one is under Ministry of Women and Child Development. ये याद रखना. Rest all the programs, they are all under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. But this one, Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, is under Ministry of Women and Child Development. हाँ, अगर दूसरा बच्चा like you know, Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana is only given for this first live birth. That too women who are more than 19 years. But if the second live birth is a girl child, then rupees 6,000 is given as a single installment. अभी इतना याद रखना है, we give a incentive of rupees 5,000 in 2 installments, not in 3 installments. And if the second child is a girl child, then we will give rupees 6,000 as single installment. Got it, everybody? Chalo. Now this one is Suman Surakshit Matritva Ashwasan. The full form is, what is the full form, guys? The full form is Ashwasan. The full form is Ashwasan. Remember that. We're giving a hope to the woman. In this, all pregnant women have been included. All mothers, this is very important, up to 6 months post-delivery. This is a 4-star question. 6 months post-delivery tak also we are going to provide them services, and all sick newborns, all sick infants, they are also included and provided services under Suman. Clear? Okay, some more time to go, guys. I hope you're not tired. Let's finish up all the images. What is the name of this now? This is Niti Aayog. What is the full form of Niti Aayog? National Institution, not Institute, National Institution of Transforming India, of Transforming India. ठीक है, National Institution of Transforming India. Niti Aayog came into existence on 1st of Jan 2015, and this has replaced what? This has replaced the National Planning Commission. Replaced the National Planning Commission, guys. Replaced the National Planning Commission. ठीक है, नीति आयोग को और क्या बोलते हैं? Think Tank of India. This is also known as Think Tank of India, and the chairperson is the Prime Minister. Who's the chairperson, everybody? The chairperson is the Prime Minister. Got it? Niti Aayog. All right. This one right here is Indian Newborn Action Plan. ये logo, you know, it's highly wondrous that this logo has never been asked. It's a beautiful logo which can come in your exams. Indian newborn, there's a baby who is sleeping. Under this, we want to achieve single digit stillbirth rate and neonatal mortality rate by 2030. Okay, under this we want to achieve stillbirth rate and neonatal mortality rate by 2030. Clear? This is Indian newborn. What is the full form of this? RKSK. Anybody in the comment section? Let's see. Now you have to write something. Tell me the full form of this one. What is RKSK, everybody? Tell me the full form of this one. What is RKSK? Rashtra, very good. Rashtriya Kishore. Kishore किशोर एंड किशोरीज, अडोलेसेंट, राष्ट्र किशोर स्वास्थ्य कार्यक्रम, आजकल फुल फॉर्म बहुत पूछ रहे हैं, ठीक है, सो देख लो. सो वी आर ट्राइंग टू प्रोवाइड फैसिलिटीज टू राष्ट्र किशोर स्वास्थ्य कार्यक्रम मीन्स टू adolescents, किशोर्स as well as किशोरीज. All right, so that was National Health Program. 3 more programs. I'm going to just show you the logos for them. This one is which one? A sunflower. Sunflower is the symbol for mental health, guys. There's World Mental Health Day, which is celebrated on 10th of October. Okay. Now, this is National Mental Health Program. We are basically running, guys, a very important program, which is District Mental Health Program. You can check out about this on the app because we're not going to go into too much detail right now, but at least the logo dekh lo. This is National Mental Health Program. ये क्या है? आयोडीन नमक. आयोडीन नमक मतलब कौन सा प्रोग्राम है? नेशनल आयोडीन डेफिशिएंसी डिसऑर्डर कंट्रोल प्रोग्राम. Basically, in this we are providing iodized namak, twin fortified salt, iodized namak. Now basically कौन से फॉर्म में आयोडीन यूज हो रहा है? पोटेशियम iodide? No, it is being used in iodate form, potassium iodate, all right. And at the consumer level and at the manufacturer level, ये question पहले बहुत आता था. At manufacturer level, what is the concentration? It is more than 30 ppm. All right, and at consumer level it is 15 ppm. At consumer level it is how much? 15 ppm. At manufacturer level it is 30 ppm. At consumer level it is 15 ppm. And this one, can anybody tell me? It's instead of holding a cigarette, somebody is shown holding a flower. This is the logo of National Tobacco Control Program. National Tobacco Control Program. National Tobacco Control Program. Got it? So these were your national health programs. Now last thing that we are going to see couple of in 15-20 minutes are the nutrition logos. Some logos from environment, international health. Okay, 1 or 2 images here and there. We are not going to go into too much detail, but we are quickly going to have a look at the images. This one you all are aware of, Anemia Mukt Bharat. It is also known as, guys, INI-CET. In case you see this word, Intensified National Iron Plus Initiative. Intensified National Iron Plus Initiative. Intensified National Iron Plus Initiative. And this relies on a strategy. What is this? 6 into 6 into 6 strategy. So the question is, what does this 6 into 6 into 6 stands for? There are 6 beneficiaries, 6 interventions, and we have 6 institutional mechanisms. ठीक है, अभी देख लो, because एक बार question भी आया हुआ है. And since we do Anemia Mukt Bharat, we should always talk about iron folic acid supplementation under Anemia Mukt Bharat. It is must to revise prophylactic iron folic acid supplementation. 6 to 59 months, 20 milligram elemental iron, 100 microgram folic acid, not mg, microgram. This is given bi-weekly. And how do you give it, guys? You give it in the form of a syrup. ठीक है? 5 to 9-year-old children, 4 and 4, 45, 400 microgram, given weekly in the form of pink tabs. The important question जो आएगा, they're going to give you an image of blue iron tablets. So those blue iron tablets is for adolescents. Iron की नीली गोली, 60 milligram elemental iron, 500 microgram folic acid given weekly. किस color का है? Blue color का. Clear? Then you have pregnant and non-pregnant, non-lactating women, 60, 500 microgram. This is also given weekly, ठीक है, but this is red tabs. And pregnant and lactating women is 60, 500 microgram folic acid, but this is given daily. When do you start giving iron folic acid under Anemia Mukt Bharat? This was a question once, guys. Who remembers? When do you start giving iron folic acid under Anemia Mukt Bharat? कब देना start करते हो? From the first trimester? No, these are, remember, these are prophylactic doses. What doses are these? These are prophylactic doses. So these prophylactic doses you give from second trimester onwards. Second trimester onwards, and continued 6 months post delivery, continued 6 months post delivery, all right, 6 months post delivery. It is started second trimester onwards and continued 6 months post delivery. Also, one question that is an important, has an important hold over here, that what is the purpose of iron and folic acid here? Iron is going to protect from iron deficiency anemia, and folic acid क्यों दे रहे हो under anemia मुक्त भारत? To prevent megaloblastic anemia. Please don't say neural tube defect. Nahi, it's a prophylactic mechanism. It's a perfect example of primary level of prevention. So it is to protect from megaloblastic anemia. Clear? You can also read these 6 interventions, guys. I have put it in the PDF. It will be there in the lecture. Prophylactic, because Anemia Mukt Bharat is a sole program which has very high chance of coming up. Prophylactic iron folic acid. Deworming is being done even for the pregnant woman. We have 2 national deworming days, 10th of Feb and 10th of August. Okay? 10th of Feb as well as 10th of August. We are also promoting delayed cord clamping, health education, testing of anemia bhi ho raha hai, mandatory provision of iron rich foods and addressing non-nutritional causes of anemia. ठीक है? So Anemia Mukt Bharat is a take-home program. You cannot afford to miss out on that one. This one everybody knows, Poshan Abhiyan. What is the full form of this? Pradhan Mantri's overarching scheme from holistic nourishment. What you need to remember for this program is it is under Ministry of Women and Child Development. Clear? This is under Ministry of Women and Child Development, and under this you also have a Poshan tracker which is being used by ANMs. Okay? Now another program whose name whose name got changed. What is this? What is the new name for this program? Can anyone tell me? What is it the same as the old name, or what is the new name for this program, guys? What is the new name for this program? This is midday meal, but now it is Pradhan Mantri Poshan. ठीक है? This name is Pradhan Mantri Poshan Shakti. All right, or you could also say Pradhan Mantri Poshan Scheme. ठीक है? Pradhan Mantri Poshan Shakti. We also use the word Nirman, that's okay, but this was earlier midday meal. ठीक है? Earlier this was midday meal, and under this we have to focus on 1/3. Each plate should provide 1/3 calorie and half protein. 1/3 calorie, half protein. This is under Ministry of Education. This is under Ministry of Education, guys. And remember one more thing about this, that now it also includes the preschool children. पहले क्या था? सिर्फ class 1 और class 8 तक के बच्चे थे. Now we have Bal Vatikas, preschool children, and class 1 to class 8 children as well. Primary and upper primary. This you can go through calories and proteins. Primary children 450 kilocalories, upper primary 700 kilocalories, protein 12 gram, यहाँ पे 220. So this you can just go through later, but you must know the name. Not human resource and development, no. Another nutritional program, just tell me the name of this program, guys. You can see a baby inside the mother. So what is this? It's an integration. The baby is also there, the mother is also there. It's an integration. What is this integration, everybody? This is ICDS. All right, this is ICDS. Integrated Child Development, Integrated Child Development Services Scheme. Integrated Child Development Services Scheme. Another question regarding ICDS, this is also under Ministry of Women and Child Development. And we know that it provides us how many services? 6 services. The S stands for 6 services. So I have put it down in the PDF for you. See, this is very easy to remember. देखो, midday meal में लोग plate से खा रहे हैं. ICDS में it's integrated, baby inside the mother. ठीक है? And this ICDS program runs in the Anganwadi centers. All right. Another thing, 0 to 6 years old are part of this. 15 to 49-year-old, reproductive age females, pregnant women, lactating women, adolescent health, adolescent girls. They are also beneficiaries of this program. ठीक है? They are also beneficiaries of this program. Is it clear? So this you have to remember. They are also beneficiaries of the program. Now, what is the logo of this? What is the name of this logo, everybody? What is the name of this logo, guys? क्या है ये वाला logo? क्या है? This is nothing but Kishori Shakti Yojana. Actually, Kishori Shakti Yojana is for adolescent girls, and this is a part of ICDS only. Part of ICDS for adolescent girls. For adolescent girls. We particular when we are catering to the adolescent girls, we use this term Kishori Shakti Yojana. Okay? Alright. So that was all the programs we have compiled. All the logos we have done. Now we'll quickly have a look at nutrition, environment and a couple of international health images. ठीक है? Kishore and Kishoris का age होता है 10 to 19 years. Which deficiency can you spot over here? Which deficiency can you spot over here, guys? What is the deficiency that you can spot over here? So you can very well see this is Bitot spot. ठीक है? This is Bitot spot, vitamin A deficiency. Now Bitot spot is X1B. This is the most specific finding, most specific finding. Most specific indicator, this is also the epidemiological indicator. Epidemiological indicator. Also one more question, how do you say vitamin A deficiency is a public health problem? You have to look at the prevalence in which age group. Agar aap dekhte ho prevalence, if you see the prevalence of Bitot spot more than 0.5% among 6 months to 6 years, you are going to say that vitamin A deficiency is a public health problem. Not 0.05, 0.5. Night blindness का prevalence कितना है? Night blindness more than 1%. Okay, please don't say 0.05. This is 0.5%. ठीक है? Okay, next one, which vitamin deficiencies are this is this image representing which vitamin deficiencies? You can see chlosis, you can see over here chlosis, you can see over here angular stomatitis, and you can also see geographic tongue, or you can also call it as glossitis. तो ये क्या है everybody? B2, very good, vitamin B2 deficiency. Riboflavin deficiency, इसमें most specific finding, okay, is this one. Angular stomatitis is one of the most specific finding. Geographic tongue is B2 deficiency. Beefy tongue, vitamin B12 deficiency. Strawberry like tongue, Kawasaki, scarlet fever, all those things. ठीक है? ये image आ गया. ये किसका image है? This has come before once, guys. What is this green thing? And it is the richest source of something. This is nothing but amla. Amla या Indian gooseberries. Amla या Indian gooseberries. Alright. And this, guys, is the richest source of vitamin C. This is the richest source of vitamin C. This one over here, you can look at the swollen gums over here. This is scurvy. Scurvy क्या होता है? Vitamin C deficiency. This is scurvy. Alright, scurvy. And in this, you should also remember one more thing. Collagen defect हो जाता है and vitamin C deficiency, easy bruising, delayed healing. Because collagen is the building framework of tissues, and if that is not there, it leads to vitamin C deficiency है. तो ये lead करता है. Okay, what is this? Genuvarum or genuvalgum? Okay, before we proceed, give me a thumbs up. Everybody, I hope you're not going out of focus. I'm just going to take 20 more minutes. Just give me a thumbs up if you're still in the session, if you're still enjoying, if you're still revising, if you're not losing hope, if it's still in your heart and you're ready to go for your exams. Give me a smile, give me a thumbs up, everybody. Then we're going to continue for another 20 minutes. If you want a cup of tea, coffee, please ask someone to get it for you. Run and get. But I want to wrap it up by 2:30. So just stay with me, stay focused, don't lose hope as well as heart, guys. Okay? So this is what, guys? This is a focus. This is an image of vitamin D deficiency. Hope सबसे बड़ी चीज होती है, guys. You should never be out of hope in your lives. Okay? We say no, there's always sunshine at the end of the tunnel, and you will always see a road at the end of the tunnel. That doesn't mean you're in the tunnel right now. It's nothing like that. It's just a phase of your life, whether you're giving FMGE, whether you're giving giving NEET PG, whether you're giving UPSC, whether you're giving UGC NET, whether you're giving CA exam. This is a part of an aspirant's life. People go through it, people come out of it, people excel. So just have the faith, ठीक है? Maintain that smile, हो जाएगा. Alright, so this is what vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin D deficiency क्या होता है guys? Rickets. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? We call this Genuvarum. I'll share both the PDFs. Don't worry about it. Let me just finish. I'll share both the PDFs. Okay. But where do you see Genuvalgum, everybody? If you drink rum, you can't walk straight. Your knees fall side. I mean, pull away from each other. And where do you see Genuvalgum? Where do you see Genuvalgum? So if you look at two conditions over here, okay, what has happened over here? This is फ्लोरीन. फ्लोरीन क्या होता है? फ्लोरीन होता है तुम्हारा a trace element. Fluorine, zinc, iron, all these are trace elements. Iodine, they are trace elements. Fluorine is also known as a double-edged sword, guys. Now, fluorine in drinking water, the level should be 0.5 to 0.8 milligram per liter in drinking water. But when the fluorine becomes more than 1.5 milligram per liter, it leads to what is you can see over here. This is dental fluorosis. Dental fluorosis. What is dental fluorosis? Mottling of the upper incisors of the teeth. ठीक है? Another thing, अगर fluorine 6 से ज़्यादा हो गया, if the fluorine is more than 6 milligram, 3 to 6, all right, 3 to 6 we will say. If fluorine in drinking water is 3 to 6 milligram, this is known as what everybody? Skeletal fluorosis. Skeletal fluorosis. And the one that I was asking you, Genuvalgum, knock knee, ये बहुत बार आ चुका है in NEET PG, FMGE exams. This is crippling fluorosis where the fluorine has become more than 10 milligram per liter. Okay, this is fluorosis. But this one over here, this is dental caries. Caries is when the fluorine is less. Okay, that is why we say it is double-edged sword. And remember, dental caries is the most common school health reported infection. Most common school health reported infection. ठीक है, सबसे common school health reported infection है. Most common school health reported infection is dental caries also. To remove excess of fluorine from water, which technique were we using? Nalgonda technique. Nalgonda technique. Alright, which is to remove excess fluorine from water. We were adding 3 things: lime, alum and bleaching powder. Clear? What has happened to this baby? Inflammatory rashes around the cheek, around the nose, around the lips. Also, you will see around the anal region. Inflammatory rashes. ठीक है? Inflammatory rashes. Last time came in NEET PG. You will see around anal region also. They gave the photograph of inflammatory rashes around anal region. This is zinc deficiency. Very good. What is the name of that? This is acrodermatitis enteropathica. Acrodermatitis enteropathica. Acrodermatitis enteropathica. This is actually the inherited defect in the uptake of zinc cells. ठीक है? Uptake of zinc cells. Now tell me what has happened in this image. Which food adulteration are we talking about in this image? A person is walking with 2 sticks in his hand. So this one is neurolethyrism. Neurolethyrism ka 2-stick stage. It can very well come in your exams. And what is the adulterant that we have, guys? The adulterant that you have is this kesari dal. Kesari dal, or you could also call it as Lathyrus sativus. Lathyrus sativus. इस खेसरी दाल में एक टॉक्सिन होता है. I'm not discussing too much because we have discussed food adulteration in our LRRs BOA. Here we have banned the crop, ban the crop ban हो चुका है. We can also use vitamin C and to fight the level of the toxin, effect of the toxin, and parboiling. Clear? Neurolethyrism. Osteolethyrism is not reported in humans. Another food adulteration image which can come in your exams, guys. Another food adulteration image which can come in your exams. What is this? Where you will see non-inflammatory swelling over here. There is, it's the characteristic is non-inflammatory swelling. This is another food adulteration, epidemic dropsy. Epidemic dropsy. जहाँ पे inflammatory swelling नहीं में है, the characteristic finding is non-inflammatory swelling. And guys, what happens over here? It is contamination of mustard oil with who is the adulterant? With argemone oil. And in argemone oil you get the toxin. What is the name of the toxin? Sanguinarine. ठीक है, sanguinarine. DDLJ movie है ना? DDLJ, there's a movie, Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge. You'll see there's this song, there's a beautiful song in that. You'll see Shah Rukh, Kajal next to the mustard fields, okay? And close to that mustard field, that yellow sarso ka khet, you'll see some weeds growing, which are argemone, okay? It is this one. These weeds grow. This was asked in this exam, INI-CET. Argemone mexicana flower. ठीक है? Argemone mexicana flower. And this has sanguinarine. Now, you know, it leads to accumulation of pyruvic acid. Just a little bit of it. Accumulation of pyruvic acid. It leads to accumulation of pyruvic acid, because of which it could lead to diarrhea, dyspnea, cardiac defects, glaucoma, and in certain cases it can also lead to death. If you have to check for argemone oil contamination, हम लोग क्या देखते हैं guys? Argemone oil contamination. So very raw test which we can do in the field. In the fields we do a nitric acid test, okay, a very raw test. But more sensitive test which can detect even very little amount of contamination is a paper chromatography test, okay? It is a paper chromatography test. So you should remember this epidemic dropsy, you should remember neurolithyrism. Okay, couple of food logos. This is FSSAI, Food Safety Standard Authority India, Food Safety and Standard Authority India, Food Safety Standard Authority India. Now FSSAI का headquarter न्यू दिल्ली में है, ठीक है, न्यू दिल्ली में है. And this has given us the national food standards. It set the national food standards, guys. FSSAI. These national food standards was adopted from Codex Alimentarius, which was given by WHO and FAO. ठीक है? So Codex Alimentarius is the international food standards. And what is this BIS? BIS का logo ना jewelry में भी होता है. Whenever you go to buy jewelry for your mama, for your wife, for anybody, you should always look for BIS mark. BIS mark is also in food products, appliances. This tells us quality above excellence, okay? I mean quality above minimal. There is something which is quality above minimal. Quality above minimal के लिए we need a BIS mark. ठीक है, minimum quality of food product is given by minimum quality. ठीक है, minimum quality is according to PFA Act, Prevention of Food Adulteration Act. But if I need quality above minimum, I have to check for BIS mark. Am I clear? Everybody, BIS is Bureau of Indian Standards. Okay, Bureau of Indian Standards. ये है Bureau of Indian Standards. अगर आपको क्वालिटी अबव मिनिमम चाहिए, आपको BIS मार्क चेक करना है. ठीक है, चलो, लास्ट कपल ऑफ थिंग्स. 2 rings. What is this? Just the names, everybody. Last couple of things in contraceptives, you have 2 rings. What is this? This one is a female condom. This one is a female condom. It is being provided freely under which program? Provided freely by National AIDS Control Program. To किसको? Commercial sex workers. It is made of latex, polyurethane, all of that thing. Never use a male and female condom together. This is also reusable. This also protects from HIV STD. Protects from HIV STD. Got it? Female condom आता है. It was discovered by MD Hessel. Discovered by MD Hessel. Next, very famous for both NEET PG FMG exams, a V-shaped band. Female condom is a barrier method. All of you know that, right? This is a V-shaped band. इसका क्या नाम है? Vaginal sponge. Vaginal sponge. If you see a V-shaped band, the brand name is Today. And what is the chemical that it contains? The spermicide non-oxynol 9. ठीक है, it has to be inserted at least 2 hours before sexual intercourse. Better if we do it 6 hours before sexual intercourse. It has to be left for up to 6 hours post ejaculation. If forgotten to taken out by 24 hours leads to toxic shock syndrome. Does not protect from HIV STD. Does not protect from HIV STD. ठीक है, does not protect from HIV STD. So that is this. Another barrier method, all right, this one, this is a diaphragm or a cervical cap. This is a diaphragm cervical cap. Everything is similar as a vaginal sponge, but remember diaphragm has lower failure rates. You can prescribe it to a educated woman, all right, and it has lower failure rate than vaginal sponge. Vaginal sponge में mostly ये question आता है non-oxynol 9. Okay. What is this? Injectable DMPA. So, injectable DMPA again is important because injectable DMPA is also known as Antara, which is a newer contraceptive freely available till the level of subcenter. Newer contraceptive freely available till which level, guys? Freely available till subcenter level. Which is the other contraceptive freely available till subcenter level? Two friends हैं, एक तो अंतरा है, दूसरे उसके फ्रेंड का क्या नाम है? What is the name of her other friend who is freely available till the level of subcenter, walking hand in hand? अंतरा, ठीक है, injection 150 milligram intramuscular every 3 months, all right. But the other one is Chaya. Chaya is centromin Saheli, which is a non-steroidal hormonal contraceptive once a week pill developed by Central Drug Research Institute, Lucknow. Okay, what are these contraceptives, guys? What are these contraceptives? Now, last time they asked this one. I mean, it is no longer used, it is inert. These are first generation IUDs. First generation IUD. Alright, this is completely inert, guys. ये है तुम्हारा Lippes loop. It's a Lippes loop. And first generation, another one which could be asked is a Grafenberg ring. This ring has a coat, this has a coat of silver, guys. ठीक है, इसमें ring silver. Silver inflammation कम करता है. Alright, so this is first generation. The second generation which could come in your exams, very importantly, all about IUDs again has been discussed in LRR, the mechanism of action, adverse effect, contraindications, everything. This one is copper T380A, shelf life 10 years. This one is Nova T. Nova T क्या होता है? Copper T380 Ag, silver iron. Silver iron reduces inflammation. Shelf year life is 5 years. It also does not allow copper to fragment out. This one U-shaped blue रंग का धागा है. Blue rang thread, blue color thread. This is multi-load or copper T375. Again, shelf life 5 years. But remember one very important thing. Out of this, which two copper Ts are provided freely till the level of subcenter, guys? So you have to remember copper T380A. I'll write it in a new page so that you remember this. Copper T380A and multi-load, or what do we call it? Copper T375 provided freely till subcenter level. Provided freely till which level? Till subcenter level. Clear? Okay. Moving ahead, what is this one? This is a third generation IUD which contains what? This is a third generation IUD. This is a third generation IUD. This is what? It contains hormones. So, hormonal IUD. Which hormonal it is? Mirena. LNG 20. Releases 20 microgram of synthetic progesterone, levonorgestrel, every day. Shelf life is 5 to 7 years. And you know, guys, Mirena has the least failure rate out of all contraceptives. Least failure rate. सारे IUDs में सबसे कम failure rate Mirena का है. Can you tell me the least expulsion rate is of which IUD? Let me write over here. Least expulsion rate कौन से IUD का है? किसी को पता है? Least expulsion rate. Which IUD? In the comment section. India में hardly available. Mirena is least failure rate. Very good, med girl. Progesta cert. That has a shelf life of 1 year. Okay, that has the least expulsion rate. Most common side effect of IUD insertion, everybody remembers bleeding, which is physiological. You have to reassure. So if you get a image like this, guys, red color ka iron tablet hai. So over here we are looking at OCPs. Okay, OCPs. It has 7 days of iron tablets. Mala and Mala D, you should just read about Mala N and Mala D, guys. Mala N is actually, N over here is the health program, standing for health program. Mala N is provided freely and Mala D, D for दुकान में पैसे देना होता है. So Mala D is promoted under which scheme? Social marketing scheme. Mala D is being promoted under social marketing scheme. Over here the iron tablets are of ferrous fumarate. Anemia मुख भारत में iron tablets होते हैं ferrous sulfate के. Here it is ferrous fumarate. Of course you should remember how much estrogen, how much progesterone it has. So ethinyl estradiol 0.003, sorry, ठीक है, and levonorgestrel 0.15 mg. और जो private, I mean जो pharma clinics में we get the OCPs, okay, in certain this thing, it has even lower ethinyl estradiol 0.02 milligram, because ethinyl estradiol is very this thing. Why? Because ethinyl estradiol leads to, estrogen leads to all the heart problems. ठीक है, progesterone leads to metabolic disturbances. Clear? Okay. Now whose pyramid is this one? So the pyramid which has a narrow base, this is developed country pyramid. ये है developed nations. जिसके broad base है, ये कौन सा nation है guys? Developing. Developing pyramid is upward triangular. This is upward triangular, and this one over here, it is constricting. This is what? Spindle shaped. This is what? Spindle shaped. Okay, which one is taller? The developed one, more life expectancy. Which one is shorter? Developing one, low life expectancy. Okay, just go through these ones, developed and developing. Okay, whose logo is this one with a rising flame, and there's a rising this thing and the going down this thing. So this one is important. ये है civil registration system. Civil registration system. Okay, birth and death registration. Birth and death registration should be done within 21 days. Alright, civil registration system. Birth and death registration हमें कितने दिन में कर लेना चाहिए? 21 days में. And this one NFHS. Now NFHS is being conducted by IIPS, International Institute of Antarashtriya Jansankhya Vigyan Sansthan. Basically, this is International Institute of Population Sciences. International Institute of Population Sciences. All right, the headquarter of this is in Mumbai. These both are important. We have successfully completed 5 rounds of NFHS. Okay, it is conducted once every 5 to 6 years. SRS is the best one. It is dual recording system. Okay, last question from this chapter. What is this relevance of year 1921, guys? What is the relevance of the year 1921? Can anyone tell me? What is the relevance of the year 1921 over here? 1921 का क्या relevance है? If I ask you, what is the relevance of the year 1921? This is known as year of Great Divide, guys. This is year of Great Divide. I mean, you know, 1921 was the only year which reported a decline in the population. Henceforth, it has always been increasing. So just know the name. It is year of Great Divide or the Big Divide. Okay. Now, entomology and international health. Which mosquitoes can you look over here? Guys, देखो, जब भी मॉस्किटो को आइडेंटिफाई करना है ना, you have to look at the back part of the mosquito. Don't look at the head, because every mosquito points down. So you have to look at the back part. Okay. Now, if you see, the back part could be elongated, like facing upwards like this. Okay. It could also be hunchback like this. So if you see hunchback, white stripes on a black body, this is your Aedes. Okay? If you see hunchback but no white stripes, okay, no white stripes, all right, hunchback, no white stripes, short body, very long legs, it's Culex. J, lymphatic filariasis. If you see something like this, tail pointing upwards, spotted wings, okay, spotted wings. What is this one? Spotted wings. This one right here is Anopheles. Most expected are these three mosquitoes. ठीक है. Another one, this one, which is actually a very large body. Culex में ना guys short body होता है and long legs. Mansonia is this one which is transmitting what? Brugian filariasis. And please remember, Mansonia का body बहुत बड़ा होता है and it is squatting. It's trying to lose weight. It has a big body trying to lose weight. So squatting. Mansonia with large body and long legs. Mansonia. It transmits Brugian filariasis, Malayan filariasis. ठीक है. Lymphatic filariasis is by our very own Culex. This one क्या है? This one. Everybody, can you put this in the comment section? Which is this mosquito that you see over here? Star जिसमें मैंने बनाया है. Can you tell me in the comment section its name? If you see, it's just crawling up. It has a short body. It has a long neck. If you rotate it, it has a hunchback appearance. This is Culex. ठीक है? So that's how you will identify the mosquitoes. All the difference of the mosquitoes you can check out from the PDFs. It is there. But they can also ask you about the eggs. Look at the eggs. Now Anopheles जो है वो breed करता है clean water में. So Anopheles, it's like a sophisticated mosquito. Clean water it is living. It likes to lead its own life. So it is like this. ऐसा होता है इसका eggs. ठीक है? Single. It's leading its own fun-filled life. Clean पानी में रहता है. Single eggs. It lays single eggs and they are boat shaped. Okay? They are boat shaped with lateral floats. Boat shaped with lateral floats. All right, boat shaped with lateral floats. This is Anopheles eggs. Okay. Next one, Aedes. Aedes is breeding in, the larva is breeding in artificial collection of water, something that we are letting happen. And humans like to sit alone and smoke a cigar. So although the eggs, you don't say this is in groups, they are all single eggs, guys. Okay, this is Aedes eggs. Okay, they are all single eggs. And what is the shape of this? Cigar shaped, cigar shaped. Humans like to smoke a cigar, sit alone. So that is what. This one, very important, cluster, nuisance. 100 to 250 eggs in one cluster. It's a nuisance. Breeds also in dirty water. Flies also to 11 kilometers, Culex. But another one, जिसको पानी में कोई interest नहीं है. It's like a starry person. It's like living beneath aquatic plants, pistia plants. Okay, so I can't remove it by spraying DDT or larvicides or insecticides. I will have to remove the plants. Pistia plants. ये कौन है? Mansonia. All right, Mansonia eggs. Mansonia eggs, everybody, are this star shaped. Okay, they are star shaped eggs. Mansonia. Clear? Will you remember these eggs? This is one of the most important slides. Okay, the different eggs. Also larva. What about the larva of Anopheles? How does the larva of Anopheles rest, guys? Larva of Anopheles rests like this. It rests parallel to the water surface. Anopheles के larva में यहाँ पे देखो, there is no siphon tube, no breathing tube. Okay, but if you have Aedes, Aedes has a short siphon tube, and if you talk about Culex, Culex has a longer siphon tube. Okay, this is Culex, longer siphon tube. Aedes, Aedes has a shorter siphon tube. Mostly you will get Anopheles. ठीक है, Anopheles parallel rest करता है and it has no siphon tube. Clear? Okay, now you can check out the PDF. I've given you the difference between Anopheles, Aedes, Culex, Mansonia. You can just revise this in the PDF. Everything is written. The same PDF you have in LRR also. So wherever you want, you can revise it and go through it. Now another one, which is this one. Is it a mosquito, guys? Is it a mosquito, everybody? Which one is this? ये क्या है? Something which has hairy wings. Alright, something which has hairy wings. So if you talk about hairy wings over here, or you can get this image also. This is of sandfly, Kala Azar. Alright, visceral leishmaniasis. What about this one? Dorsoventrically flattened body. This one, big claws it has. This is louse. Very important for pediculosis. epidemic typhus, okay, epidemic typhus. Rickettsia, it transmits Rickettsia prowazekii. This hairy bristles on the legs, this is rat flea, okay. Now what is the name of this Xenosylla? Chiopsis, alright, bubonic plague, Xenosylla chiopsis, very important, Xenosylla chiopsis for bubonic plague. That's one of the most important things you will remember, bubonic plague. Also you will remember endemic typhus, Rickettsia typhi को transmit करता है. Laus epidemic typhus, which is Rickettsia prowazekii. Now, how do you differentiate hard tick and soft tick, everybody? So, look at this, guys. If you see over here, it has a scutum, all right? It has a scutum. So, if you see if it has a scutum, and remember, hard tick will have its head visible. Can you see hard tick mein head visible hai? Head is visible, but this is hard tick. But if you see soft tick, it has no scutum and it has a head, but somehow in the image it's not there. That's how you will differentiate, okay? Hard tick and soft tick. Hard tick mein diseases are very important. The diseases that hard tick mein aata hai, KFD, Keys Nor forest disease, babesiosis, Lyme's disease. At least remember this. Soft tick, of course, Q fever and relapsing fever, guys, for soft tick. But Q fever has no vector in humans. Q fever has no vector in humans. Q fever का कोई vector humans में नहीं है. Has no vector in humans. Alright, that's how you will differentiate hard tick from soft tick. In hard tick, you will see the head which is visible. What about this one? You can see such anterior legs, you know, such big things, and here you can see the big nails. This is mites, or sorry, this one is itch mite. Yes, this is itch mite transmitting scabies. Don't get confused with trombiculate mite, the beautiful strawberry color. And you know, mite में ना थोड़ा hairs होता है. If you look at the image carefully, of course, you'll be able to make out it has a little bit of hair. I can't zoom it right now, but this ऐसे छोटा ना, it has hair in it. So you have to differentiate, देखो, between hard tick, soft tick, itch mite. Hard tick में you'll have a scutum and the head would be visible. Soft tick, you will not have any head visible. And if you talk about this trombiculate mite, guys, trombiculate mite, all right, this trombiculate mite, this one is the larva form. This only transmits scrub typhus. In scrub typhus, what do you see? Eschar formation. ठीक है, that black wound, all right, eschar formation. Adult form में कितने legs होते हैं? 4 pairs of legs होते हैं. Trombiculate mite is the larva which has 3 pairs of legs. This transmits scrub typhus. What is the agent that trombiculate mite is carrying, everybody? Orantia. Trombiculate mite is carrying what? Orantia shushu. Shushu gamushi. Orantia shushu gamushi. That's the agent that trombiculate mite is carrying. Got it? Okay, so this one right over here, JEE ka life cycle hai. A couple of questions do come from JEE life cycle. This is the water bird, which is the natural reservoir, or you can also call it as the ardite bird, guys. This vector is the culex. Pig is the amplifier host, and this one over here, humans are your accidental host, or you could also call it as dead end host. No human to human transmission. Buffaloes and cattle are mosquito attractants. This one over here, bat, humans, chimpanzee, this one is Ebola, bioterrorism category A. This one, fruit bats and pigs, if you see, this is Nipah, bioterrorism category C. Don't get confused in the exam. Alright, in Nipah you will see fruit bats, everyone. Clear? This life cycle again, leptospirosis. This one is leptospirosis. Leptospira interrogans is released in rat urine, and a question can come post-disaster. Leptospirosis is very commonly seen. You should give people doxycycline to eat. If you go rafting, if you go swimming, what is that one disease you can acquire? That is leptospirosis. एक बार ना एम्स ने एक image दिया था ये वाला. This is for leptospirosis only. In fact, in the image it was written also leptospirosis. Alright, leptospira, it's written, present in blood, CSF, urine. So you could make out from this, it is leptospirosis. Leptospirosis is associated with rat, rain, rice fields. Rat, rain as well as rice fields. ठीक है? What about this life cycle, guys? Mother to child transmission also you can see, plus you can also see a mosquito. So what is this mother to child transmission? At the same time, guys, you can see a mosquito. So what is this one? This is your Zika virus. This is your Zika virus. Mother to child transmission. This mosquito is Aedes. It also leads to microcephaly in the baby. FMG exams में question आया था microcephaly in babies. All right, this is it. Sexual transmission also you can see over here. All right, okay, one more question. लाल रंग का बल्ब क्या है? हमेशा आते जा रहा है. इट्स नेवर गोइंग टू डाई आउट गाइज. काटा थर्मोमीटर. लाल रंग का बल्ब, थिन एंड नैरो बल्ब, काटा थर्मोमीटर measures. Now this does not have mercury in it, it has alcohol in it. Okay, now this can measure low air velocity. Also it can measure cooling power of air, but in case you have to mark one, you will go with this one. It can measure low air velocity. Don't get confused with this globe thermometer, guys. I'm just sliding to show you the image. It has a thick and wide bulb. It's like a globe. Okay? Globe thermometer. Now, if you talk about a globe thermometer, this can measure corrected effective temperature, or I could also call it as radiant heat, corrected effective temperature or radiant heat. Don't get messed up. Red color, see, usually kata is red color. It could also have other color bulbs. It depends on the area we are using, but usually you in the exam आपको red color का bulb दिखता है. All these equipments measure what? All these equipments measure your air humidity. This one, don't get confused with dial thermometer, ये hygrometer है. This one over here, this one and this one, both could come. These are sling psychrometers. These are sling psychrometer. This one is dry and wet bulb hygrometer. Dry and wet bulb hygrometer. And dry and wet bulb hygrometer is the most common, guys. Dry and wet bulb hygrometer सबसे ज़्यादा use होता है. Don't write dry and wet bulb thermometer, because if you write thermometer, it measures temperature. Clear? There's one more Assman psychrometer. The image is missed over here. You can check out in LRRs. What is this one? The name of this equipment? This, everybody in the comment section, last 10 minutes to go. What is the name of this equipment? What is the name of this? 1 black cup and 6 white cups. This is nothing but Horrocks apparatus. Good. This is nothing but Horrocks apparatus. This is used to measure chlorine demand of water. Chlorine demand. Chlorine demand of water means how much chlorine is needed to disinfect water. What is the indicator that we use over here? Starch iodide. और पानी का कलर किस में बदलेगा? Blue. And the formula that you have to remember, N into 2 grams bleaching powder will disinfect. N into 2 grams bleaching powder will disinfect. How many liters of water, guys? 455 liters of water. And what is N over here? N is equal to the first cup, which shows color change, N is the first cup which shows color change. N into 2 grams of bleaching powder will disinfect 455 liters of water. This is Horrocks apparatus. What is the name of this image? Kayakalp. This is Kayakalp, and this one's meant for environmental sanitation. Okay, this is meant for environmental hygiene. इसमें पेड़ दिख रहा है ना, so it deals with environmental hygiene or environmental sanitation. Okay, tell me this one. I'm just going to give out the image of rapid and slow sand filter. Difference you can check out from the videos, guys. If you talk about rapid sand filter, you will know it's working under mechanical, gravity and all those things. So it does not have the vital layer, which is the Schmutztek layer. You can see the Schmutztek layer or the vital layer or the biological layer or the Zuglial layer in which one? In the slow sand filter. Slow sand filters occupy a very large space. They're kind of becoming obsolete. We rely more on rapid sand filters, guys. Okay, so you should be able to identify the image. If you see the Schmutztek layer, biological layer, Zuglial layer, all right, this growth, it is a slow sand filter. But if you don't see it, it is a rapid sand filter. Okay. Last, whose logo is this? International Health, guys. Now tell me whose logo is the first one. So we'll just do the logo and the headquarters. This is WHO. The headquarter is in Geneva. This is United Nation. UNICEF में बच्चा होता है. This is United Nation. All organizations that will start with the UN, United Nation, UNDP, they will have their headquarter in New York. UNDP is actually a part of UN, guys. It is a part of UN, and they both developed the SDGs. Sustainable Development Goal they have developed. Okay? Again, this is United Nations Fund for Population Activity. Starts with the UN, so headquarter in New York. This is for population control. This is for population control. Now, this one right here with the child, this is UNICEF. This again UN, so this is New York. And this has given us Gobi FFF campaign. Also, applied nutrition program, ek yaad rakhna hai, applied nutrition program was given by this, and this is also helping in ICDS program. Food and Agricultural Organization to eat food, we are all going to Rome. Where will we go to eat food? We are going to go to Rome to eat food. This one right here, International Labour Organization, headquartered Geneva. This is World Bank. Headquarter कहाँ है World Bank का? Washington. Assists everybody financially. W से W. Care, hands everywhere. It's helping in everything. Center for Assistance and Relief everywhere. Cooperative Assistance and Relief everywhere. Alright, again in Geneva. Colombo plan came in NEET PG, headquarter in Colombo, but this helped develop AIMS and also provides cobalt radiotherapy unit to medical colleges. Radiotherapy unit. It provides cobalt radiotherapy unit to medical colleges. Okay, headquarter of course Colombo. Then Danida blindness में help किया, D को B बना दो. Blindness program in India was helped by Danida. SIDA is TB program. WHO also funds TB program. All right, WHO also funds TB program. Also funds TB program. Clear? Good. Now this one is whose symbol? This one is your biomedical waste. Biomedical waste. ठीक है. This one is your radiation hazard. Biomedical waste is under Ministry of Climate Change, Environment and Climate Change. This is recycling. This is recycling. Alright. Who's this first person? Don't think people cannot be asked because people are who started this subject. So they can come. Someone who's very, very important. Who's this first fellow who's sitting? And if you Google him, his image always comes towards the end, guys. Because अगर तुम कभी भी Jon Snow लिखोगे, कौन सा Jon Snow निकल के आते हैं? The Jon Snow of GOT comes, Game of Thrones. Okay, he's sitting somewhere at the corner. So this one again you have to remember is more important for us. Jon Snow, father of Epid. All right, father of epidemiology. Founder of Epid is not Jon Snow. Please remember, founder of Epid is Fracastorius. But वो हमेशा father पूछते हैं. This one, yes, very good. Louis Pasteur. Louis Pasteur developed the rabies anthrax vaccine also. Rabies anthrax vaccine. Also, he gave the germ theory of disease. Germ theory of disease. Also coined the term vaccine. ठीक है, not vaccination. Coined the term vaccine. This one, our very own Edward Jenner. Edward Jenner, he coined the term vaccination. Discovered the first vaccine. Which was which one? Smallpox vaccine. This one right here, James Lind. James Lind ने किसमें काम किया? Ascorbic acid, scurvy के बारे में. Sailors में बोला, he talked about in sailors vitamin C deficiency के बारे में, why it was happening. Clear? This one right over here, Robert Koch. Koch postulates. Robert Koch. Just this one, Joseph Bohr, he gave us the 3 million plan. Alright, Health Survey and Development Committee. His name was associated with the 3 million plan, the Bohr Committee. Who is this one, guys? He is Walter Reed. Walter Reed talked about yellow fever. Alright, transmission yellow fever by Aedes, and he is Ronald Ross. Ronald Ross talked about malaria. ठीक है, Ronald Ross talked about malaria. Got it? All right. Last two things left. Which type of epidemic can you see over here? Rapid rise, rapid fall in cases. All cases occur within one incubation period of the disease. Explosive in nature. So what type of epidemic is the first one, guys? Very good. Point source, single exposure. Point source, single exposure. Point source, single exposure. Food poisoning, Bhopal gas tragedy. All right, I'll just write the examples along with it. Food poisoning, Bhopal gas tragedy, any tragedy. Okay. This one, slow rise, slow fall, prolonged cases occur over multiple incubation period, prolonged plateau phase. This is common source continuous exposure. Common source continuous exposure. Okay, common source continuous, or you could also call it as multiple exposure. More important, we are going to go with continuous. Questions that will come: commercial sex worker, infected milkman, and the last one, contaminated milk, contaminated well. Okay, all these three are the examples. But person to person transmission, which was a PYQ also, guys, this one, person to person transmission. Person to person transmission also occurs over more than one incubation period. ऐसे करके it has a very tall peak, it has a very short plateau. This is propagated epidemic. What is this? This is your propagated epidemic, person to person transmission. The difference chart is here, epidemics of polio, hepatitis A. You can check out in this. You can also check out in the LRR PDF. What is the name of this equipment? This is nothing but, you should know the name of this at least, Herpenden calipers. Alright, this is your Herpenden calipers. Alright, we use Herpenden calipers. This is Herpenden calipers. Which one is this one, guys? What is this one? This one is Salter scale, which is used to measure the weight of the baby in the field. This I'm just revising. Yeah, here you can write Herpenden calipers for skin fold thickness, and we've already discussed where all you can measure the skin fold thickness and its values. You should know that. This Salter scale is for taking the weight of the baby in the field. Okay, weights in the field. This one, of course, is infantometer. This one is your infantometer. It can measure the length of baby up to 2 years. And this one is Shakir's tape. Can you tell me the cutoffs for Shakir's tape, guys? Shakir's tape क्या measure करता है? Mid upper arm circumference. It's the first nutritional indicator which is age independent. Alright, this is age independent, and we measure it from 6 months to 5 years. 6 months to 5 years. अगर तुम red zone में जाओगे, let's first talk about green zone. Okay, if you go to the green zone is road to health, mid upper arm circumference. All right, mid upper arm circumference more than 12.5 centimeters. If you go to yellow, mid upper arm circumference 11.5 say 12.5 centimeter. This is mild to moderate malnutrition. Mild to moderate malnutrition. And if you go to the red zone, guys, red is the danger, severe malnutrition. So red में mid upper arm circumference is below 11.5 centimeter or 115 millimeters. ठीक है? SAM child में we check the mid upper arm circumference, we check for bilateral edema, and we also check for low weight for height below -3 SD in a SAM child. Clear? Got it? Now all of you remember, this is a case control study design. You're comparing cases and controls going from effect to cause. Alright, we are proceeding from effect to cause. This is case control. This one right here, if you start at the present time and you compare exposed, non-exposed, and you move forward with time, this is with study design, everybody, prospective cohort. But if you start at the present time, you use past records. I've told you this word, no? Past records, old data, and you compare exposed, non-exposed. This is retrospective cohort. Okay, retrospective cohort. But this one where you have both the things together, prospective and retrospective together, this is mixed cohort, or you could also call it as ambispective cohort. ठीक है, ambidextrous cohort. Less chance of these coming, but still क्योंकि EPID में mostly questions आता है. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? Where you can see the washout period. You started with a group, put them on medication A, medication B, then you crossed them over. This one is, ठीक है, this one is crossover trial. In crossover trial, cases and controls are same. Cases and controls are the same. Not nested case. This is crossover trial. Clear everybody? नेस्टेड केस का इमेज मेरे पास है गाइज, बट कम चांस है नेस्टेड केस कंट्रोल आने का, सो प्लीज डोंट वरी टू मच अबाउट इट. इट्स दैट वी स्टार्ट विद द कोहॉर्ट, लाइक चिल्ड्रन हु आर born in one of the hospitals today in Delhi. We take all their parameters, then we move forward. After a couple of years, some of them develop disease, so they become cases. Some of them controls, ठीक है, like over here. Then what do? We initiate a case control within this bigger cohort. That means we go back, all those who had become cases, we just look at their details which we had collected at birth. Okay, this is nested case control. Don't worry too much about it, guys. It is a smaller case control in a bigger cohort. Smaller case control in bigger cohort. ठीक है, we start a smaller case control. How is it different from case control? It can establish temporality. It can establish temporality, which normal case control cannot do. So don't go into too much detail of right now nested case control. So I think that's it for today. There was one image which got skipped, guys. I just want you to know the name of this image. किसी को पता है इसका नाम क्या है? Anybody? Last image for the day. Anyone knows what is the last two image? Yeah, what is the name of this image? Can anyone tell me? सोचो. Tick. Q. Something to do with quality. Okay, this is National Quality Assurance Program. ठीक है, so this is National Quality Assurance Program. Now for quality we have a lot of things, guys. जैसे एक है लक्ष्य, quality improvement के लिए है. मेरा अस्पताल, if you go to a hospital, you see it is not good, you can click photos and upload it. मेरा अस्पताल. You have Muskan, all right, you have Muskan, Sakushal, all these are meant for quality. So this is National Quality Assurance Program. All right. Okay, so that's it for today. And if anybody gives you this logo, ये SDG का logo है, guys. Sustainable Development Goals का logo. 17 goals, 169 target, reduce maternal mortality below 70 per 1 lakh live births, NMR to 12, under 5 to 25. So that's it for today, guys. I think we've covered all the images that I thought could come for you. Please don't give up. There's a lot of the exam is just around the corner, guys. We are all there with you. Do go through the images that I have shown you. All right, and I'm sure you're going to do very well in the exams, guys. थोड़ा सा hope में रहो. Don't get caught up with negative things around you, क्योंकि there will be negative things which will be floating around you. Stay a little away from social media. Stay focused. Like I've told you before also, if you feel too lost, okay, if you feel कि यार अब बहुत कम दिन पड़े, क्या करूँ? So what you have to do is, guys, revise the LRR on PrepLadder YouTube of all the 19 subjects. ठीक है, PYQs कर लो to know the PYT. NEET PG also, if you're NEET PG, do FMGs also. If you're FMG, do NEET PGs also. NEET PG and FMG, do those. ठीक है, at least for the last couple of days, give at least one GT. If you're good, if you can give 2 GT is very good. Do give GT. It is only for time management. Don't lose heart. Don't lose any subject, guys. Don't leave, not lose. Don't leave any subject. Don't leave any subject. That is very, very important. Don't leave. अगर आप, if you're not able to study, let's say anatomy or let's say PSM, let's say pharma, नहीं हो रहा due to whatever reason, just pick up the PYQs and do it. But don't leave any subject, guys. कम से कम PYQs करके चले जाओ. It's going to help you a lot. Stay happy, stay hydrated, stay healthy, have hope, guys. I'm sure you're going to do very well. Because what is going to happen, even nobody knows. But the process has to be in your hands so that you can write a story for your children and tell them later that this is how I was preparing. Okay? So everybody okay? All right. PDF I will be putting out in the Telegram group. Please collect it from there. Give me some time. I know I will be putting out the remaining PDFs also. I know it feels like, Sangeeta, you're forgetting. Trust me, dear. Practice 50 questions, 50 minutes daily. Practice 50 questions, 50 minutes daily. All right. It's really going to help you out. Table kursi mein baith ke 50 questions, 50 minutes mein karo. Every day sit with a table, with a iPad. Don't do it from your from your phone or something. Just get the hang of sitting, because one fine day you can't expect to go in the exams and without practicing questions हम सब कर लेंगे. ठीक है, तो रोज practice करो 50 questions, 50 minutes and analyze it in the next 10 minutes. It's going to keep you on track. You're not going to go out of touch with any subject. Okay? So do very well. I'm sure each one of you will do great. So thank you so much. Yeah, COVID propagated. Yes. Chalo, thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Take care.